Hey guys, sorry about this technical difficulty here. I've been trying to get on and I couldn't for some reason. So I'm now on the iPad. I don't know. Oh goodness. Looks like I have to do this vertically, guys. Sorry. Um, can I actually get on here? I have no clue. Anyway, thank you for being here. I hope there's no issues with this. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. I can't get on live with the phone, but hi, you guys. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas. Thanks for tuning in, hanging out with me today. I'm gonna do my best let me try to prop this up because I have like the iPad Pro and it's kind of big. And hey, Mark, how's it going? You have something in your hair. I do. I thought I would try to keep that theme going. I went to the garden and picked. So this is the last dahlia that I have right now. It's yeah, what is it called? Cafe au lait or something? I love this one. Yeah, like I went out and got like a fake poinsettia and wanted to decorate, and turns out I was like, oh, that's kind of cheesy. I just wanted to get something from the garden. So yeah, it works. I'm trying to, give me a moment here. I'm gonna try to set this down because I have a mic thing that's plugged into into the iPad, so I can't just set this iPad down. Let me try to situate this, guys. Yeah, so I have some pretty fun, I got some seeds here that I'm gonna share with you guys. I'm gonna show you what I got. Some I got for a while, and then some like a few I just got in the mail I haven't even opened yet. So I think I'll just kind of share with you guys my plans for next year, I guess ideally what I want to grow and what I may end up trying to grow first, and then yeah, talk a little bit my plans for the rooftop because I know some of you guys, which I really appreciate, you were concerned, like you're really excited for me, but also so like concerned because it is like on a second story roof, and then the access isn't the easiest. Yeah, so I have thought of all of that, but of course, if you guys have any suggestions for me, because this is also new for me, please let me know in the comments below. I would really appreciate that. Anything to make it more safe, because that rooftop is seriously, you get like full sun because there's no shadow, like there's no buildings around that would like shade any parts of that space. So it's amazing. But that's why it's pretty hot up there. So might be growing at a little bit of like a Vegas style. And hi, Barry. And yeah, and then yeah, we'll see. It's pretty hot up there. I'm still trying to figure out things and look how hot it gets, because right now it's already like I need to bring a thermometer up there because it feels right now, it feels like it's like 10 to 15 degrees warmer than like on ground level. So it's a little concerning because I'm going to be growing everything in gallon, like 5 to 7 gallon max pots. I'm not going to be growing them that larger pots. I do need to, pay attention to having weight, like too much weight on there, and kind of distribute a little more evenly, things like that. So yeah, so growing in pots sometimes can be a little more challenging when you have smaller pots because they tend to dry out faster, nutrients would leach out faster. On top of that, it also warms up faster, right? Whereas say if you're growing in the desert or like arid climates like in Vegas, even though the surrounding is very hot, but if you're growing on a raised bed and you're watering it regularly and you're mulching, it does help to kind of insulate, and the root stays a bit cooler than growing them in pots. So we'll see. Everything would be an experiment up there, and I think I would only put plants that I have backups for or extra seeds for, yeah, because it's pretty risky right now, but it's a fun challenge. It's going to be like this whole new space and climate that I'll be, growing in. I'm really excited to take this, this journey with you guys. Probably make a series out of this so you can follow along to see what the heck I'm doing up there. And yeah, I'm making sure I'm not encouraging anyone to grow on their rooftops. It's just something I desperately really want to grow in a more sunny area. And yeah, the space is just seems like it's so wasteful if you don't. And I have consulted with, you know, the roofer and he said it was okay. We just put a roof up, like a a roof installation. But yeah, I'm still going to be mindful of the weight just to be on the safe side. So yeah, I guess even though I want to just keep it simple and grow just like a handful of things up there, the things that are already existing in the garden that have no place to go or that would prefer more sun would go up there. So I'm really trying to like tell myself like don't go shopping, don't get extra plants, just work with what you got. So it's going to be more like a rescue garden kind of a thing on the rooftop. So that would also limit me from like the amount of plants. Like I don't want it to be a jungle up there. I mean, I do love to, but probably not wise to do that. And and then if I were to grow melons, hopefully it's not too hot because anything after like 95 degrees Fahrenheit is probably going to be quite challenging for the plants. So, but because I do have the space for it, hey Darth, my roof isn't flat and it's metal, so no garden on your roof. I know. Hi Bethany, nice to see you guys on here. Yeah, so I really feel like I should take advantage because I have a flat roof, you know, but definitely be mindful when you're working or getting up there or taking stuff up there. I know I'm paying very much attention to that and to ask like an expert, consult with them if it's safe to do so, you know, to grow things up there. So I have plans on like using tarp. And then I read about like tarp, you don't want it to sit right on top of that, like on the roof. So you want like spacers. So I'm gonna probably put like 2 by 4 pieces of wood and make it like a grid style for the tarp to sit on top of that. But under the wood, pieces of wood, I would need to look for like rubber spacers. So just the least amount of direct contact with the roof, the better. Dalmatia, hi from, oh my God, Croatia. That is so cool. Hi, welcome. Welcome to the Garden Hangout. Again, it's indoors because when I hop on here late, you guys, it's just so much risk of like neighborhood noises and stuff. So I think if I do it early in the morning, then we can do it outside. Otherwise, probably gonna have to stay indoor. Yeah. But yeah, so the thing with the rooftop is that even though I'm putting like, you know, a few, doesn't matter if I'm putting like 5 plants or 10 or 20 plants up there, I still need to figure out how to water. So I still need to set up irrigation. I'm gonna have to test out and hopefully the 1/2 inch tubing would have enough pressure to take it up to the second floor roof, the roof of the second floor. And then there's these things called drain away trays. I'm really excited. They're the price is kind of hefty though. So if I can hack something like that would be great. But basically these trays are like saucers, right? But there's a drainage hole that guides to like a part that is like threaded. So you can actually put PVC pipe connectors, like screw that onto the tray and have that pipe run to wherever you want. So I can guide that pipe to the rain gutter. So I'm trying to think of as many ways as I can to minimize, you know, getting that place wet. Especially you don't want like direct contact of just like soil or constant moisture sitting on the roof. Like if it's wet from the rain, it's okay when there's like nothing on the surface, right? It'll just dry up. But with that constant moisture, it's not going to be as durable on the roof. So I am, you know, being mindful of that. So yeah, there are like all types of materials I need to look for, like tarps, spacers, harness. Yeah, stuff like that. If you guys have any suggestions or like what type of tarp I should get, what kind of harness, any suggestions, leave it in the comments below. That would be very helpful because this is completely new to me. Almost everything I do, it's like if it's customized, it is new. It's just like completely experimental for me. So I have to look it up. I know I think a couple of you guys left me on a post, like replied and suggest something like a rail, building a rail up there or like a rock rail or something. I don't understand what that means. Like I'll have to look up these keywords and see what I've pulled up on Google because this is so new to me. It's like building that narrow, like modifying that raised bed here. I never used a power drill before. I was using like pressing on the wrong, like the reverse button, trying to, you know, drill a hole or screw, you know, put the screw in, and it didn't work. So new, a lot for me to learn. Let's see, Bethany. I just collected some willow branches today. Oh yeah, willow, right? They're also really good. Like has like natural hormones, so it's really good to use that water to stimulate like plant growth and root growth. So it's really good for propagating. I used to have a willow, like a pussy willow, and I tried it, but I think it depends on what kind of plants, because some plants are actually really easy to propagate. You can just put it in water and it would, the roots will grow anyway. So yeah, so probably have to test it out with different types of plants to find out. But yeah, I'm really, really, really excited about the space. I went up there, I did some measurements to figure out like maybe space them out in like 3 different spots. And then because it gets so hot up there, probably I can have like garden stakes, nothing too heavy, but have garden stakes on, like I can grow, like form columns, like 2 rows, and then put the stakes on, build the trellis, or make like an arch, like a short arch, not too tall. Because it's on the roof, I think I'm gonna try to top off at about 3 feet, 4 feet max. Yeah, so it's not gonna be too tall. So it's gonna be like a short little arch or something. I'm thinking like a tunnel, so that I can grow like smaller squashes, melons, or like tomatoes or something, you know. So that arch would be able to, you know, have some shade to protect these fruits. Yeah, and the top is probably gonna be pretty beat by the sun, and then not growing directly like too up close to the wall, because I would say like 65 or 70% of the rooftop is like does have like a short, like shallow like a shorter solid wall around, so it's pretty safe, and that is where I will be putting the plants, and not putting it too close to the borders, because that's when also it radiates a lot of heat. But yeah, if I form things in a row, I would be able to put stakes on there and then also tie the stakes to the pots to, you know, just windproof it as much as I can, and build trellises for these plants. And then the rest of them, I can just allow them to sprawl, like any melons or something. I can just, I don't know, the ground might be too hot for it, might burn them up. But anyway, I'm thinking I can just allow them to sprawl. Like there is room up there, you know what I mean? And a lot of sun. Super exciting. I know I originally thought of the rooftop being something that I will grow like Mediterranean, drought tolerant kind of things, which I think is good. I would keep that year round, but I can also grow annuals when I'm home, you know, when I'm here. When I'm traveling, I'm okay with just, you know, harvesting, cutting back all the annuals, and drought tolerant things would be more low maintenance. I don't have to go up there all the time to tend to. I can be out and about, especially if I have the irrigation set up. It'll just do the watering for me with the drain tray. The water would drain out of there, so there wouldn't be, you know, like moisture on the roof. And yeah, so I can grow annuals, and while I'm here, obviously I can do the picking, because my parents or anybody is not going to be allowed up there. So and I don't think they want to get up there anyway. So yeah, I'll be the one who's handling it and harvesting, taking down. And hey Barry, say vines can be a good shade and tide weight. Thank you. Good suggestion. What kind of vines would I grow up there? Some sort of vine that would fruit, right? Something to maximize, because I have grass jelly that's like grows crazy. I can do something like that, but yeah, give me some suggestions, you guys. What kind of vine should I grow? I am trying to like use, like, you know, plant the plants that are already here, like that are available. I can take it up there and use it before I like get any new ones, but just to, you know, keep it in the back of my head, I can yeah, I'll keep in mind. Oklahoma, hi Barry. Must be cold there. It was so hot here for like the past 3 days. Today is the third day. Warmed up quite a bit. Warm enough where I actually felt comfortable, like just being out there with a t-shirt. It was, I think it will reach out to like 85 degrees. Some of you guys must be jealous, but it was nice, and it was good to be able to kind of go up there and get a feel of what that's like. Even though the sun is not as intense as summer right now, even though it went up to like 85, it's not like 85 on the summer day, you know? Hey Mark, so 67 degrees in Vegas. Hi Absorb Nerd, hello. Glad you can make it, because I know last time you said you couldn't make it because it's kind of late for you. Let's see. Wyoming, awesome. And freezing and windy. Yeah, when the wind like picks up, I am done. Like moisture, like cold, dry cold is difficult, but like moisture in the cold, like that dampness, and then the wind, oh my gosh, right, wind chill factor is insane. So luckily on the rooftop, the wind here is not that bad, but I still, just in case, right, side of caution, I still need to be mindful and not be growing like trees up there. So let me give you guys a list of the things I have so far in mind that I can grow up there, or that are already available that I can take up there. Are my 4 sugar loaf, I think it's called sugar loaf pineapples. Those are great because I think they do really well in just 5-gallon pots, like 1 per 5-gallon. And then I got, what are the existing plants I have? I can dig up my Double Delight rose because it was growing and blooming like beautifully until the calamansi, that citrus tree, grew so big it shaded that. So that plant just needs to be moved anyway. And that's something I can always get a hold of again. So I don't mind experimenting with that rose and just moving it up there. It'll be nice to have some blooms up there, you know? Lavender, I already have 2 lavenders I can bring up there. They're drought tolerant, Mediterranean, easy, low maintenance, compact, grows low, and they'll bring up the bees to help me do some pollinating so I don't have to go up there and physically do it daily, especially when I want to grow some fruits up there. Hey Darth, Vancouver Island here. I remember. It's so beautiful up there. It's just so darn cold, but it's so beautiful up there. Since you're putting down some tarp, okay. I'll try to catch as much of the chat as possible, because when I don't have another screen, it kind of disappears so quickly. Unless you're like sending through with like a super chat, then it'll like stay on there for a while. I can see it, but I can't log on for some reason with the phone. I was going to use the iPad as like the screen so I can catch more of your chats. Yeah, sorry guys. Yeah, so lavender, what else do I have? I also have the existing, artichoke. This is so sad. I bought like 2 artichoke starters like 2 years ago. I got so busy, I never ended up starting on the Parkway project, maybe 2 years ago, or like a year and a half ago. I wanted to grow that on the Parkway. I didn't get to it. That is going to be another project that I'll be doing. I'm really excited about that because the Parkway has sufficient sun. It's just that so many dogs just pee there. I have to probably build it up just a little bit to start growing there. And that would make it easier, for harvesting, But I can grow like a little more simple, easier to get a hold of vegetables on that Parkway patch, because again, that is a public space. So I'm not going to be growing anything like super rare or exotic out there. Now I have this beautiful plant start of the butterfly bush, the one that has like flowers that are actually like rainbow, like it turns from pink to darker pink to purple. It's gonna be so pretty. I was gonna put that on a Parkway, but should I just have it in, like, should I enjoy? What do you guys think? Should I put it on the roof? And the artichoke plant, one of them died. I bought 2 originally, right? One of them didn't make it. The second one was just kind of staying stagnant for like months because of the lack of sun. But as soon as I like moved it up to the roof, 2 days of sun. There's already 2 more new leaves, and the third one pushing out, I can see already. I haven't gone up there this morning, but probably that third leaf is already out. It's crazy what like the sun can do. Like, oh my God, so excited. Oh, I also moved up the wild rose, the California native wild rose. I want to grow that one for vitamin C, for the rose hips for tea. So yeah, that one, again, I moved that one up because there's no way here, because that one can also get quite big, but it grows so, it probably can grow fast when there's enough as it establishes and gets more sun, that I'm okay to kind of prune it back. I won't feel too hurt to like keep it at like a maintainable, safe height, you know, for the rooftop. So that already, like so far, I haven't even purchased anything to move up there. It's just my existing plants that could find a much better home up there. And then I have these smaller vertical planters called Mr. Stacky. I think I'm going to move those up there. I have two of those, and they come in like you can safely stack up to 5 tiers. I have 2 of those, so I got 10. But I'm thinking I'm probably just going to do stacking 2 or 3 at the most, so it doesn't get, you know, too heavy on the roof. So I can just have like a row of those along like the back, like one of the sides of the roof. And that would be really nice because I really love these vertical space kind of design like solutions for like small space. But if you have like a small space with more sun, it makes more sense, or it's more doable. You're able to see more potential, you know, out of these kind of vertical planters. Because mine has been like shoved against a wall when I'm growing in an alleyway, basically. Like, oh, there's always like one side of it that doesn't get any sun because it's like smack like facing the wall. So yeah, they slow down growth a whole lot more. So I'm gonna bring those up there and probably grow some peppers or something up there, you know, or annual, something like fun and easy to pick. There's plenty of sun. I think they really would show like, yeah, there will be like definitely, you can see like it would maximize the potential of what these vertical planters are meant to do. Really excited. So far, not actually spending anything, just trying to move things around and up there, make room down here for some other plants. Yeah, so I'm just really excited about that. This whole time I've been talking, I just literally have one hand holding the the iPad. I need to put something down so that the iPad will, this thing won't fall over. But I also need to show you guys some seeds that I want to grow. I'm just gonna have this as a weight. Hold on, give me a minute here. This is dangerous. I'm like playing like juggle here. Let's see here. What are you guys up to? Christmas is just around the corner. Are you guys ready? You guys have family? Are you traveling? What's going on? Okay, please stay. Yeah, I am going to just stay local as I usually do if I'm not like with my family in Vietnam or something. Yeah. Really appreciate you guys hopping on. I know that it gets kind of crazy around this time of the year, you know. And if you're traveling, it's even crazier. Aloha! Aloha! Hi, Count Von. Right one. Oop, oop. Don't fall, don't fall. I'm a little tilted, but that's okay. I would look straight if I tilt myself too. Yeah, so this is standing. Hopefully this will be okay. So yeah, I got, Baker Creek sent me some seeds. I'm really excited. They're a beautiful catalog. If you guys haven't checked it out, you should go to therareseeds.com and check out and get their catalog. So many amazing things that now I was thinking, all the stuff I can probably grow on the roof. After I should probably first experiment with what I already have. But like, look at all the possibilities. But I shouldn't grow too much on there, so it's gonna take a while to go through this, you know, catalog. Oh my gosh, these are beautiful. What is this? Petuna. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I can have flowers. I love sun gold cherry tomatoes, so I'm finally gonna be able to have abundance of that if I, you know, put it out there, more sun. I can grow roselle, hibiscus, because that one grows pretty well even in the patio space here in the summer. But why grow it here if I can just grow it up there and make room for more stuff down here? Yeah, so just stuff that are like low maintenance, drought tolerant, or annuals, I definitely could move it up there. So let's open. Hey, chicken boy. I said chicken. I think last time I said kitchen. I kept saying kitchen. Chicken, chicken. So what should we start with? Let's start with the ones I already have that I never had room to grow. Oops. Okay, these are just some random seeds, some that I bought, some people gave me. I really love basil. There's all kinds of basils, by the way. Cinnamon basil, clove basil, lemon basil. I really like lemon basil. So I'm definitely going to be growing this again. And then I love sunflowers, but I'm going to have to check out dwarf variety of sunflowers because I would love to have like a row in the back or something. So not particularly just this, but maybe hopefully there's different colors of sunflowers that'll like dwarf. I would love to grow something like that up there. This one called Orange Hat Micro Dwarf Tomatoes. This I don't think is going to be on the roof. I can grow this down here. But this one was in the seed swap area at the Heirloom Expo. So I got that. My cutting trees. What are you? Oh, you're cutting trees today, Barry? I don't know that. You're cutting trees today, or yeah. So the dwarf. This is a micro dwarf. So orange, generally orange fruits, like for tomatoes specifically. You look for more like Russian varieties or like more yellow and orange varieties. These type of tomatoes would fruit faster, or they don't require as much light, like sun, as other types of tomatoes. So those work pretty well in my space. But aside from the yellow orangey ones, actually the chocolate cherry tomatoes does amazing here too. Like one plant is enough for me to just pick a whole bucket, like a 5-gallon bucket full of it, like once every couple of days. But that's when I grew fewer things around here. So there were more light and more room for that one plant to like grow huge. But like, yeah, that one was super prolific out here growing in part sun. Yeah, so this is just gonna be something I would grow probably for the green stock vertical planter on the ground level. These ones are so cute. The cherry tomatoes, like they're only like I think like 6 to 8 inch tall, definitely under 1 foot, 1 feet, 1 foot, and they just come like little bunches of orange, yellow, kind of round tomatoes. So super fast. I think some people even grow these indoor. Like this would actually be a fun indoor project if you guys have grow lights. This can totally be grown in there. I have seen people grow them just under grow lights or even hydroponically because they're not that big. They're just kind of small. They're easy to keep as a house plant and they fruit, fairly quickly. Sunflowers with low self-esteem. That's funny. Yeah, so really excited. And then I've never had success growing, like true success growing carrots. If you guys have any input for me, please let me know in the comments. Yeah, comments. Chats is good if you want me to see something right away, but comments I think is a good place to leave for referencing. Like if I can go back and actually reply to you and for me to reference back. I think the comment section would be good for things like that. Oops. Hi, Dar. Oh, Gypsy. Yes. And yeah, so carrots. I've tried growing them in part shade. I've tried growing them in mostly full sun. I kept the soil, like good drainage kind of soil. Have I tried mixing some sand in the soil to grow carrots? I can't remember that. But anyway, I mostly just have carrots seem kind of struggle to grow, like they look like that kind of big because you can see them kind of popping above like the soil. But when you yank it up, it's like a tiny little thing with just like a big top. So yeah, I've never been really successful with carrots. Although you can't eat the carrot greens, I use them in my juices, and some people use it to make curries. But yeah, this is a Kyoto red carrot. It's a Japanese variety. This beautiful orange red, almost neon colored carrots that's supposed to be more sweet, which is a really good time to grow right now when it's colder. It really makes your veggies and fruits more sweet. Uh, so yeah, the only thing is I have to plan accordingly when I'm growing on the rooftop. Like I need to count, like to have the enough days where I'm here to tend to them. Otherwise, if there's not enough time, like if I will be traveling or something, I wouldn't start a project up there for annuals, you know. Let's see, my carrot game has been a room for improvement too. Your note till, uh-oh, that, I didn't even, I'm a slow reader. That chat disappeared halfway through. It's like, yeah. Yeah, so, and I mostly do no-till, you know, as minimal. I don't know, when you say the word no-till, sorry, no dig, but you said till, and somehow it made me think of no dig practice. But yeah, I would just say like no dig rather than that. I would say like minimal digging would literally mean minimal, you know, like not digging, try to not, try to avoid digging as much as you can and to disturb the microbes. Because it gets confusing. Like, some people always ask me, like, "Oh, what do you mean no dig? What do you do? Like, say if you want to put a plant, do you mound the plant? You know, like, do you just plop it on the surface and start building a mound around it? Because it's no dig." Uh, but yeah, but speaking of mounding, a lot of places in the tropics where they get heavy rain, they would actually do a mounding style, so that it could help with like better drainage. So that was really cool. When I saw like a lot of like orchards in Vietnam, they would do like the mounding style for their fruit trees. Another carrot that I want to grow is the solar yellow carrots. And yeah, just so beautiful. I just love the color of carrots, especially if I'm able to grow them where I can just yank up like you know, just have like a bunch of carrots would be really nice. And then there's other one called, is this some sort of like French, something with the word French in it? And those carrots are like more stubby and short. Those would be good to grow in. I think those I've actually grown something like that in the Mr. Stacky, which is the vertical planter. So I can even grow that in like the more shallow depth green stalk vertical planter, or you know, grow the regular carrots in their more deeper planters, and that would be so cool to be able to grow carrots, because you can push and put like 3 carrots per pocket, and there's 6 pockets per tier, and you can grow up to 5 or 7 tiers depending on the planter you choose. Crazy, right? Crazy. So yeah, I love that about it. And I haven't grown kohlrabi in a while. Kohlrabi, the mixture of, it's been like, what have I got these in? Sell by 2022. So yeah, you know how long I've had these seeds for. But things like this, if I was here for a full season, I definitely can grow something like this up there, because these are really good like stir fried. I just like chop these up thinly and do like a stir fry with carrots. Chicken boy. I no longer say kitchen boy, thank goodness. Maybe I shouldn't jinx myself. Kohlrabi tastes like, to me, it's like you know, it's kind of like the center, like the stem of, like the core of the cabbage, I would say. It kind of tastes like that, but it's not as firm or is not as fibrous. That depends on how long you wait to pick them too, but they're slightly sweeter than that. So they're really good. And the greens on top was edible also. So yeah, it's a little more crunchy, less fibrous, but think of more like the texture and the flavor is a little bit, it's much like the cabbage, the core of the cabbage. But I just love, like, it just looks like an like alien plant. That's what I love about it. It's so cool. And especially with like the purple variety. It's so, so cool. You'll have to try them. Yeah. Yeah, like you're probably gonna get to them before I will because there's just so much plants to get through. Oh, and then one more. Oh, actually, oh my God, I almost dropped. This is a special one I got last year from one of the products, the brands that I was, talking to, testing out their products. And he grew this in his garden. This obviously this is a poppy. I have never had success growing poppies that would have this kind of a seed head, like this pod, so big. Because I think the temperature here is not ideal for growing something like this. I have grown California poppies, the more simple looking ones, or even the ones that look like the kind, I don't know the names of, I think it's called like Icelandic or Iceland poppies or something. I forget the specific name of it. But yeah, they would form seed pods like look like this, but they're at the max they get is like about half of this size. So this is a really huge one. Reminds me of places like when I was visiting like Oregon or Washington State. They have these growing everywhere. And poppies for Southern California or more warmer climates, we actually grow this in like they would start germinating I'd say midwinter or almost late winter. So early spring is when they actually flower, and by when the heat kind of comes in for us, like in depends on the weather. Sometimes like even by mid-April, the heat kind of comes through, and those poppies are like finishing up. Yes, there are fields for California poppies, and I love, they're super cheerful looking, bright yellow orange color. You see them around on the hills, especially if we get more rain any particular winters, then spring would be so lush with these poppies. Yeah, so those are pretty easy to grow. Obviously, they are native to here, but something like this is hard to find. So the guy gave me this one because it came from his place that's like more local to me, which means it's more acclimated to our climate. So I'm really excited, and I think this one is like a deeper purple, so that would be really beautiful. It's so bold. I love it. These seeds. So I'm really excited about these. Perhaps I can grow this on the rooftop. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe. I'm saying maybe that's because I'm just not sure if there's enough days. I might not be around to see it bloom. Like, it would break my heart to have to see these through a camera, my security camera, Like, I want to be here to witness the bloom and its glory if I've spent all the time and love to grow them. If you guys can relate. Uh, and okay, this packet, Baker Creek sent to me. Okay, let's see. Wild poppies everywhere. Sounds colorful and beautiful. Resident was seen in the. Yes, I love Wizard of Oz. Hopefully, this is a bit of a, I don't know, trying to catch a little bit of that kind of a tone here. But I think I'm going to start to wear more of these garden flowers when I'm able to grow more, like on the rooftop or something, because I am loving it so much. It's super easy to do, and it's so pretty. Hey, Enoch, popping in for a minute. Love to see ya. Happy to see ya. Thanks, chicken boy. Yeah, it's good. It's good for our hair thing. It's unique, and it's compostable. Ha ha ha. So this is what Baker Creek sent to me. I am so like, wait, let's just open it here with you guys. Sapporo giant cabbage. I never even have a thought of growing things like broccoli or cabbage, like traditional kind of cabbages like these, because I don't have the room. But since they sent this to me, it so happens to be around the time that I have the rooftop now. But the problem is I have to, again, make sure that I have sufficient time that I'll be here if I grow things on the rooftop. And and then these kind of like cooler weather. So if I plan on growing these, the cabbage kind of stuff, now is the time. Like, I really need to start sowing these seeds, but I'm not sure with my travel plans and stuff. So, but that also means I can possibly have, sorry guys, I felt like something's in my eye. I can make room down here as I move some stuff up there. I can probably do like a double style of growing down here, and the tall, narrow raised bed that I modified. I can leave a link to that video if you want to check out that technique that I use. I kind of like suddenly thought of this, like, what if I double stack it, kind of like that. What's that name of that? Like layering those tulips in different like lily bulbs, you know, when you grow in the spring. It's like a Dutch layering. I forget the technical name of that technique. But yeah, I kind of did something like that and it worked beautifully, you know, in that raised bed. So I'm thinking maybe I can do the same with those, but have cabbage in there because it's not as intense, the sun down here, and it's kind of a little bit more of a microclimate on the patio space. It's like things take about, like, they grow, like, I think the season becomes more like a month and a half behind here. So I think I'll be able to stretch it by growing something like this down here. But I'm really excited that I can grow some giant cabbages or something here. Let's open it and see what else is in here, because this feels like there's more than one packet. Ooh! Oh, it's so beautiful. I love these purple carrots. These are beautiful. Always want to grow these. Wow, we can see you grow them. I hope I'm successful at them, especially carrots. I'm quite nervous based on my experience. Leila Lul sang. Oh, I wanted to grow these, but I just, you know, yeah. So please, anybody, if you have tips for me how to grow carrots, leave in the comments for me so I can come back and reference. I'm not falling off that roof because I am going to, everything that I garden, like the garden space is going to be all like facing the fence, like along the wall. Yeah. Just need to be very serious and mindful when I'm traveling up there. That, as long as I'm up there, I'm good. I also heard like you can get harness that like clips on every step, you know, like take it, unclip it, and clip it on the next step and climb up. That's gonna really slow me down. Is there like an easier harness I can get? Let me know if any suggestions of harnesses, you guys. Yeah. See, the purple carrots are beautiful, but they're not for soup. They stain. That's a good thing and a bad thing, right? Depends how presentable you want your food to be, or how much you want your body to love, I guess. What, you know, your body will love this. I mean, it's so good for you, this deep purple. But yeah, you're right. It would definitely make everything black. I'm working my way to be a Spider Woman. Thank you. Thank you very much. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited about these. Oh, there's, man, them and their photography, my goodness. Oh, the dragon tongue beans. Exactly, what is it called? Anthocyanin. Yep. So my friend's dad, I need to get a hold of his seeds. He's got seeds that he grew. I did a video out, you know, in his garden before with the big winter melon. He grows a lot of seeds from like back in his village and back in China. So like people don't have a hold of these seeds except for him, like his family. And they have this special variety of green beans that are very like fiberless or stringless. It kind of reminds me a lot of like dragon tongue, like fiberless. That's a correct word? Yes, but it grows and it looks long like regular green beans. But the flavor is amazing. That scent when you blanch those green beans, they smell like tea to me, like a hint of tea to me. It was so good. I just drank that blanch water. It was so good. I have to get a hold of those and hopefully I can grow those up there. Because those are summertime plants, so I'll be able to grow more summer annuals on the roof. Beans grow anywhere. They don't for me because too much shade. They just get really lanky and they might not set fruit sometimes. That's the challenge. But here's the thing, when you're growing in a small, or more just say shaded garden, if you want to grow sunny stuff, you have to grow things that look for things that are more like upright so that it can get to more sun. The higher they grow, the more sun they will get. So that first part is going to be so slow growing, but once they reach up there, they're going to blossom like crazy. But sometimes we have the challenge of growing like, what is it called? Like when we live in a place with multiple, like with seasons changing, by the time the height, gets to that height, it's already cooling down, so things like that. So if I get things like more perennial style, then they have the time to climb up. And even if it's like winter, it's okay, because then the next year they already have the height to start and they would just bloom and do all that sort of stuff. But yeah, I love dragon tongue beans, and I want to get hold of their beans because I had issues setting fruit sometimes. And then the more you grow and the space just becomes more jam-packed and you're losing sun for these plants. So yeah, but these are beautiful. I can't wait to grow these. I've grown them before, but they weren't super prolific for me. But I don't think it's the issue of the variety. It's just because of my space. Mini bell mix. That's cute because they're like rounder. And you guys like growing bell peppers? I love sweet peppers, so this is perfect because this looks like it's the kind that would grow abundant, not like the regular big bell peppers. Those ones just, they're not prolific and they take forever. Like peppers are kind of slow growers, right? The fruits. So this is great. I think this is because they're mini, they're gonna be fine. And peppers actually really high in vitamin C, so that this is great to munch on. Or juice. I love pureeing sweet peppers to make like a puree smoothie soup thing, and then you can like mix it with your pickle, what do you call it? I'm forgetting the name, like sauerkraut juice and stuff in there to give it that extra tang, and like maybe pineapple juice to sweeten it. It's so good. I love peppers. Okay, next one. Oh, I wanted this one. I wanted this one. The Tangelo thyme. Oh my gosh. So I grow the thyme that with like orange scent and one that has a rose scent because I like special varieties. And I can add it to my collection because thyme doesn't take up a lot of room. They just like sun. Definitely drought tolerant. I think it fits. I think it fits the requirements to get on the roof. On top of that, I can also put this in a spinning, like a rotating, a vertical planter, like in a green stalk or the Mr. Stacky, because I love how like it would just kind of drape down. That cascading effect is going to be so beautiful. And these are small plants. I love it. This is super exciting for me. Let's see. You got to get time. It's time to grow time. Oh, I'm so excited about this one. I wonder how this would smell compared to my orange one. Here's something really funny about the thyme that I'm growing. The one that's labeled rose actually smells like orange to me, and the one that's, it's almost seemed like that they mislabeled it or something because they both smell like their smell are like reversed. So the one that smells like orange to me, my orange thyme smells like orange Tic Tac. So very sweet, right? Like Tic Tac or Orange Bang. Like, you guys know that smell, like very sweet candy with that hint of citrus in there. That's what that thyme that I grow smells like. And I love it because that was like the flavor. That's the flavor I would choose, when I got like Tic Tacs. Fresh, yeah. Especially if you had that with like, maybe if you pluck some of these kind of like tangelo or orange thyme and then have it with a piece of mint leaf, that would, wow, there's the candy right there. Or maybe add a strawberry on top. There's a candy right there. Orange Tic Tacs. This is orange Tic Tac. This is so exciting. More lettuce mix. Oh my God. Speaking of lettuce, you guys want to see what my the experiment I've been doing with these like winter leafy greens? So lettuce mix. These are good to grow right now. I might be able to grow something like this like right now because if there's enough sun it's winter, but if there's enough sun, I can actually grow these from seed and get something to look like this in 5 to 6 weeks. So totally possible to grow a full salad. Definitely a lot more room to like a lot more time. There's more time to allow them to grow more, but this is a sufficient size leaf that you can actually harvest. So, oh, it's so beautiful and way past the due date of transplanting. But like, oh, I wanted to show you guys quickly how beautiful that purple streaks on that leafy green there. That's like the new variety, a different variety I've never grown before of like an Asian leafy green. So, so pretty. Wow. I can just have a whole green stalk with this. But see, my green stalk is out on the ground floor, so the sun's not going to be as intense. They are definitely, I don't even think they're babies nor adolescent. These are like teenagers now. Would love to make a lunch tray out of this. Yes. Oh, and then those there's the wasabi arugula. Did you guys see? This is the wasabi arugula. Oh my gosh, it got so much bigger than the last time I showed you guys. What's like 2 weeks ago? So these plants were kind of small as soon as I transplanted these. And then getting enough like sun and just somehow after transplanting and then boosting them with the vitality. It's like a concentrated worm casting tea. These things were like going like crazy. The experiment was between the ones watering with the vitality and the other one's the control. So it was just with water. And the one that's growing with water, I don't have enough room, so I didn't bring it to show you guys, but it's still actually growing quite beautiful. It's just not as big as this. It's not as tall and crazy lush like this, but that one is actually quite nice too. I also use like good soil. So once I transplant them, that means I'm putting new soil again. So even though the ones I used like only water to, to hydrate them, they were replenished again with like fresh soil when I transplant it. Anyhow, my point is, that's how fast leafy greens and lettuces can grow, even from seed, if there's enough sun and enough like sun and nutrients. But I would say sun, number one would be sun. Obviously, you have to water it too, but yeah, they can grow so fast. Yeah, yes, I can even start these now. It's not too late. Oh, these are pretty, but are these dwarf? I have to figure out. Let me hold on. Where's the height thing? It doesn't say how tall it would get. Space them about like 18 to 24 inches, but it doesn't say. Oh, it stands up to 4 feet. Hey, this is doable. This is doable. This is totally doable. And it's beautiful because there's all kinds of sunflower varieties now, right? And of course the classic yellow, it's so bright and cheerful, but all sunflowers are beautiful. These are awesome. I love it. Okay, next one. Snapdragons. I got to try it, and when they're polytunnel in at Baker Creek it was actually earlier this year when I was speaking there at the Tulip Festival. So Baker Creek hosts, if you guys don't know, they actually have 3 festivals, at home, like in Missouri, where they, operate out of, and their farms and everything. So they have 3 festivals there. The Tulip Festival would be the first of the year. It's in April. The second one is in May. I think that one's called Spring Festival. And then the third one is actually in California, in Ventura, Southern California. And that one's in September. And then the last one would be back at their hometown again in Missouri in October for the autumn or fall fest or something.
if you guys are interested, if you're ever around town or try to plan ahead for this trip, you can check out rareseeds.com. This is not sponsored, by the way, but it's just so much fun when I was out there and I got to, make some videos with them and try snapdragon, like these flowers. And I didn't know that they were edible for a long time. Hi, Pacific Permaculture. Good to see you on. Happy Saturday. So, yeah, and they're really fragrant. And to my surprise, each of them actually have a different flavor. Like they taste different. Zura is within a road trip distance. You should definitely go check out. Yes, because they have amazing rare plants, as you guys know, rareseeds.com. But they actually sell plants there too, not just seeds. They actually have plant sales at their shows, at their festival. There's also other vendors out there that has all these like sustainable products. It's really cool. I did a vlog out there, so you guys can go refer back to that video and check it out. But like, it's so fun, and their starter plants, not just that they're rare varieties, but they're actually a really great price on there. Like, I brought some plants back. The hibiscus Bele, or is it Bale? Bele? It's a more tropical, it's a false hibiscus. So it's not the roselle, the one that you pick and make like a sour jam out of it. It's not that one. It's another one that's actually more grown as a tropical leafy green tree. But the flowers mimics the roselle hibiscus. Yeah, so that's one of the plants I brought back. Yeah, so Snapdragon. I didn't know that they all actually have quite distinctive flavors until I was there to try them. So very exciting. This is definitely something I can start growing now too, if plan accordingly. But this is a cool weather kind of or more like spring and early summer plants, I guess, if those of you who live in colder places. But for me in Zone 10, I can actually start these soon. Queen of the Night. This is pretty darn close to like a Black Beauty, right? I love. What is high? Isn't that what it's called, right? High, like PP, I think. Yeah. So I always wanted to grow Black Beauty tomatoes, but I didn't know where I could put them. This is pretty close to that. I don't know, is this like as beefy as those are than the Black Beauty, but this looks amazing. I'm gonna grow this, yes. And beets grow well here actually, even down on the ground level. These beautiful swirly beets, so whimsical. Hey, how about I pluck and cut one of these beets up and put them on my hair, huh? That would be so fun. These swirlies are fun. Yeah, I can grow beets. I've grown them successfully before. I can grow beets. That would be fun. This is, ooh. See, I was gonna have tea, but my hot water bottle I'm using that as a backer for the iPad, so. Oh well. All right, there are a little bit more seeds I want to show you guys. And this one is from friends who traveled, and the seeds are with me now. But I'm taking, okay, let me just put these away and show you the other ones. So, what do you guys think? Let's see. Let me see what you guys said here. Those beets are cool, right? If you cut it, I don't know what. Another way, they look like tie-dye. They do look like tie-dye or a target. Yeah. Like, let's place some darts on here, Maybe like I can grow some okras and use them as darts and put it on throw it on the beets. Swiss rolls. Yes. Yes. All right, so these beautiful, what do you call these containers things? Canister? No, these containers. Anyway, so these things are meant for, they design it for storing tea. Like obviously you wouldn't spend and get something and put like normal tea in here. But if you had something that means more to you, or like good tea, you know what I mean? Like a good quality tea, premium tea, or maybe something that you dry, like special herbs that you dry for tea, you can store in these kind of things because these storage containers actually gives like help with like a longer shelf life, and they come in different sizes. But I love this small size because immediately to me, even though I drink tea, but I'm a gardener, so I was like, it's for seeds. It's perfect for seeds. So look how seal tight it is. This is like, these are my ashitaba seeds. So I just store it in here. From, see, those are nice. Are they? Yes, they're made of metal. They're made of metal and they screw on really nicely. Yeah. Hi, Catherine. Hi. I'm sorry if I butchered your name. I'm so sorry. I can't have tea time because the hot water is sitting like behind the iPad, so it wouldn't move. The iPad, I have it attached to the receiver of the mic, and the receiver that's like attached to the bottom of the iPad is really tiny, so I needed something to balance it. I was supposed to go on live, like hop on with the phone and use the iPad as a bigger screen so I can read, be more efficient at reading your chats. But for some reason, it just kept rendering it like I couldn't get on live on the phone, and it was like 2 o'clock. So yeah, hopefully I won't get too thirsty. Otherwise, I can always have a leaf here. I got plenty of salads here, just no dressing. Pulled pork tea, sweet. That sounds good. I know the technical difficulties right when you need to hop on. Classic, right? So yeah, these ones are good for hopping on. Say if you put tea or your herbal teas or whatever you want it for, like on the go. It's like nice little storage thing, or like use it for putting little things that you make and like as a go as a gift. It's really beautiful. But what I got excited when I saw these is that I can keep seeds in it. I also add stuff for my skincare, like my skin products. I add extra stuff to it. So this could be like my DIY skincare stuff. And if I mixed my own spices for the kitchen, I can also store them in here because they'll stay fresh longer. So I thought this was really exciting. I can maybe, I can add this to my shop, you know, to wendyland.com. But I want to show you guys how, like, I have these seeds that I probably can't get a hold of. It would be difficult to get a hold of again, is going in here. And I probably need to get a few more of these. Yeah. Oh, and I want to mention that if you want to store things for extra long, and it doesn't have to be this type of a container. Obviously, this is designed to like be more durable and that it would last longer keeping in here. But even in like your general mason jar or something, you want to put a, what's it called, like an absorbent packet. Sometimes you find those kind of like silica packets. You can throw one of those with your seeds and then store away in somewhere dark, dry, and cool, or even say the refrigerator. So if I want maximum like longevity and freshness, that's what I would do. Throw that little packet in here with my seeds and stick in the fridge. Things like my ashitaba seeds that actually likes to kind of stay cool, I can do that with it. So yeah, these are my ashitaba seeds. This next one, let's see what this one is. Oh my gosh, this one, I haven't even, yeah, I can't open the bags actually because they're all different. My friend brought me Roselle, but this one is actually the flowers are black. They're black. I can grow these. I can grow these on the roof. I think it would be like 300 of those. The price would get hefty. But these are so small, probably can end up shipping these in a flat rate box and definitely fit as many as you can in a flat rate because that's the deal. Otherwise, when you just like get one, it kind of gets pricey. But yeah, these are so good. You can pretty much keep these forever. I'm only organized with my very special seeds. The rest of like the normal, these aren't like that normal. Like even the Bigger Creek seeds are beautiful. I just have those in a box. Like all seed packages are in a box. Or maybe you guys put it in a tin can. But like ones that it's gonna be very difficult for me to get a hold of again goes in my special container. That's why it appears like I'm really organized. I wish I am more organized actually. Yeah. So this is the roselle again, but this one has like a lighter white green flowers. Oh my gosh, there's only 3 seeds. There's only 3 seeds. I have to be so attentive to these when I grow. Like, what do? Do I put down 1 seed or 2 seeds to test? Because I have 3 here. What other ones here? And this is the white roselle. Okay, I was research hot peppers and they are super healthy for you. Yes. Oh, hot peppers, not sweet peppers. Man, I can't eat that much spicy food. That's too bad. Go for the broke. Wait, go for broke. What do you mean? What does that mean, Barry? Yeah, so this one has white flowers. So I got 3 different kinds. Plant all 3. You are a risk taker. You're a risk taker. I'm scared. There's only 3. How am I going to get a hold of it if they don't work out? Bigger risk, bigger reward, or what? They're at the top of the line, health benefits and the wound health and blood thinning. That's amazing. It's just that it binds to pain receptors. Oh, okay. Interesting. It's kind of like that reminds me of like the idea of some like pain meds that actually doesn't really make the pain go away, but that it messes with like your nerves or your receptors like in your brain to make you not feel the pain, not that the pain isn't there or what's causing the pain. It doesn't actually help what's causing the pain to like relieve that, if that makes sense. But interesting, because some plants can do something like that. Yeah, it feels painful, but it does no damage, all healing. I just can't handle the spiciness, and it ruins my voice. I love like the smell of peppers. So I do have a little bit of like, I like my food with a bit of a kick, but I can't handle what people do with their like chili challenges. You'll feel the story working well. Yeah, there's definitely lots of ways to store your seeds. But I was super excited about those because they're just so cute too. Taiwan basil. I don't know if this is too special, but it was a gift. And I felt like, I don't know, it couldn't hurt to have another basil, right? Hey, Joe. Everyone here in chat 64 minutes late. That's all right. We're all here. I'm glad you're here. These ones I'm really excited. Okay, this one says long squash. Last time I ate hot pepper, I had to drink milk. Yeah, milk or like cane juice, something sweet and something dairy or creamy, right? Yeah, it just burns. Like I think try to avoid touching like peppers on your lips. At least if it burns, just let it be like minimal area that you're burning. Funny how someone names for shows. I know, right? The universe is speaking to us. Small with peppers. Yeah, like build up your tolerance just like anything else. Supplement is a good idea. Oh, that's actually a great idea. If you can't handle the spice, you just take it in a capsule form just for the health benefits. Would you like burp up really spicy? Like would your throat suddenly just burn if you like burp? Jill? Like do it for health, right? One of my favorite green thumbs. Wait, one of my favorite YouTube green thumbs. Hey, John. Welcome, welcome. Like banana. Oh, I love banana peppers. Yeah, that's one of my favorites that I've grown in the past. They're very like super prolific. Another pepper that I really like are the Nepalese peppers. I actually have those seeds on the website because they're like, to me, they're like really special. They've been growing. I mean, peppers here grow like perennials because it doesn't freeze over here. But those peppers have a really good like sweetness and spicy, but like a very fruity flavor. And the spiciness for each of those fruits is like a hit or miss. Some are just like, for me, is like screaming spicy, and certain ones are just sweeter, and some are just like sweet but like quite spicy. It's a good mix in that one plant, but I love those. They look similar to the Carolina Reaper. Kind of, yeah. But they're nothing like that, obviously. I wouldn't be able to handle it. Always hated peppers, but the research is too good. I have to try more of them. Me too. You know, I actually can handle peppers a little better than I used to, so you definitely can build up your tolerance. So this is a squash long. Looks like it's some kind of long squash. Sometimes, like when people like share things with me, there's not enough information. You just have to grow it to find out what it is. But I assume that if you give it to someone in a batch like this, I'm assuming everything here is like pretty rare, you know? So like, I don't know what long squash is, but maybe like usually Taiwanese do develop really good variety of things. Like the vegetables are sweeter or something. Anaheim pepper, you know, it's weird. Like Anaheim pepper for me is like a hit or miss. Usually they're pretty mild, but when I grew them, they're really spicy. And when they turn red, they're actually super spicy. But I love like stuffing and grilling with Anaheim pepper. That smell is really good. Yeah, I don't know. It's not supposed to be spicy, or does Anaheim peppers actually get spicy? I'm actually waiting for a cayenne woo salve. Oh my god. For muscle ache, yeah, I heard about that. I actually bought cayenne pepper spices, but actually to use it to make like a salve too, or lotion, like with like my castor oil, cayenne peppers, and what was the third thing I was gonna put in it? Frankincense, I think, essential oil. All that's supposed to help with like good massage and like for joint inflammation and pain. I thought I would make that. Maybe have like my mom or some friends like try it. Castor oil is great. Yeah, I started adding a little bit of that to my skincare. It's good. They even had like ozone injected or something, like ozone castor oil. That was cool too. Although I didn't use it enough to actually notice the difference between ozone versus regular. But I was looking into ozone therapy for like cancer and stuff for a while, and it was really like I liked the idea. I like what it's supposed to like offer. But I think if you're fine, like if you're healthy, you may not feel much from things. So yeah, but castor oils is amazing. Yeah. So other than this, there's also this taro seeds. No, sorry, not taro seeds. These squashes have a taro flavor. So I'm really super excited about this because I'm thinking I can grow this on the rooftop, let it just sprawl wherever it wants. See, made from coconut oil and tons of ailments. Oh my god, I'm a slow reader. It just disappeared. Oh my goodness. Yes. If there's something you really, I guess, want me to see, drop it in the comments below so I can go back and just like reply to your comments, because this thing just flies right by. And if you want me to see it right away, you'll have to do the super chat thing, because that like it would actually make it pop up and stay there longer to make sure that I see it. So I guess those are the two options. Hi, Lenny! Hi! Is it snowing? Is it raining and drizzling and icy out there? What's going on? Lani has an awesome IG. She's got like a huge following, just show, like watching her grow these crazy ginger and stuff. You guys should check out her page. Yeah, I think she's out in Maryland, right?
So yeah, these taro plants, I can grow them on the rooftop. I'm so excited. I love taro. And you know, you guys, usually it's a root vegetable. It has a really beautiful stems that are like really big, like elephant ears. But this has that scent is what I was told. So I'm really looking forward to this. Um, no problem. I love your work. I love your work, Lonnie. I love checking out what you got growing. All her beautiful harvest. It's like so nicely displayed. She's got like a nice setup with all her raised beds. My ube, ube is good. Sometimes, luckily, I think they're slowly acclimating because I've been growing them for like quite a few years now. The first year they're just like dead so quickly when fall came around, and so now they're still green. Like most of them, I'd say like 95% of the ube are still growing right now. So I haven't harvested this year. It's still out there. I was thinking maybe I should move some of the ube up top. What do you guys think? Maybe have one of them as like, make like a fence with it. You know, if you grow things in a row, you can put the stakes in every pot and connect them. Newbie question, what's the shelf life for your seeds in general? And then your question disappeared after that. So I'm going to answer to as much as I saw. It really varies, but depends on the type of seeds and how you store the seeds. But most seeds, I think most general vegetables, like I think 2 to 3 years, it's still pretty good. After that, I think maybe 5 years, there's a possibility. If you keep it well, I think anywhere 5 years is probably still okay. But I think the 2 to 3 years is like still pretty solid. Keep it in a cool, dry place. So that's how you can keep them longer. Or have like a can like this or a mason jar or something. Sorry, Lonnie, I missed your chat thing. It disappeared so fast. If you have something you want to tell me, you can either super chat so it like sends it out, or leave it in a comment so I can like go back and reply later. Yeah. Gosh, guys, I'm showing you all these goodies. What else am I going to show you next time? I do have one more that I'm like really excited. I want to like share my joy with you. Let me put these away first. I'm so organized with these three. These three that I have. Okay, this one, can you guess the size of the seeds? Oh wait, that's the wrong one. It makes a good percussion instrument. Oh, cool. Okay, this one. Oh, these are fun. So back when I was driving more, like whenever there was traffic, I always kept a little egg, like a percussion egg, like a shaker in the car to like keep me entertained when I was like sitting in traffic. So this reminds me of that. Anyway, does this sound like, what do you guys think these are here? Those are like so adorable in here. I have to show you. Somebody give me a guess, please. What do you think it's in here? I mean, like, what do you think the size of this seed is like? Yes. They don't smell like anything. I just like to put my nose into things first. Look how beautiful the rocks. Ha ha ha. Same size as, yes. Good one, Lonnie. You know she grows a lot of stuff. You know she's got experience with beans. Look how gorgeous these are. I don't know what kind of beans these are, but they certainly would be big pods. I just love the patterns on them. They remind me of like, what is that, like cow pattern? Oh my God, are they adorable? Oh my God, they're so pretty. Oh my gosh, they're freaking pretty. They are so cool, I know. I wonder what they look like when they're fresh. So I absolutely have to grow this year. I have to make room for this one no matter what. Easter seeds. Hey, they look yummy. They look like a scarlet runner bean. Oh yeah, but different color, right? And also scarlet runners are a little smaller, a little more round, but these ones are more like flat, like a kidney shape. But yeah, I know, right? That's sort of like scattered dots and stuff. It's the pattern similar to the scarlet. I love, you know, guys, the scarlet runner beans. They have the red orange scarlet runner, but then there's the other one called sunset runner. Those have the coral color, like the pinky orangey sunset color. Super beautiful. I love that one so much. Okay, these look like chocolate milk or dark chocolate and white chocolate. Like they look like candy to me. Sounds like corn. The really big flat corn. Oh, like maybe those, what are those, like Peruvian or Mexican corn, the giant ones. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about these ones. And then you can see, I don't know how much detail this can pick up, but like there's actually little like it's raised up and looks, part of them looks carved into like a relief. The pattern, there's depth to this. The white looks like it's raised up a bit, and then it's like the white has been painted over this dark like coffee colored bean. It's so cool. Like what the heck is this? I try to Google, I try to look over like heirloom bean websites where they sell like, you know, for cooking, for culinary use. I looked through a lot of websites and I didn't see these ones, so I have to grow this for sure. I'm so excited to have these seeds. Oh my god, they're gorgeous. Crinkle cookies, yeah! Hey Edward, thank you. I think the flour really helps. I love the dahlia. This is the last dahlia I had. Oh my god, I have to harvest this. And let's see, okay, let me read this as far as similar to the beans here, for similar markings. Oh, really? Like that's cool. I'd love to. I have to look that one up. Can you leave a comment of that name of that bean so I can like compare it? Can you leave it in the comments so I can refer back? Thank you. Thank you. I love the sweater so much. It's really warm. It's really warm. I feel like a rabbit when I'm wearing this. Actually, I wouldn't know that because I've never been a rabbit before, but this is so, wait, something, I think there's seeds that got caught. Yeah, I was trying to go for the frosty kind of a theme for this holiday gathering that we have here. I lost my chain of thoughts. Something about seeds. Oh, I asked you to help me put down the name of yours, the one that has like similar pattern to this. Yeah. So definitely this is a must grow this year because I have shown you a lot, and obviously I think I still, would you guys say I still have a small space if you add all the potential space I can grow in now? But it would be nice. It would be fun for me to be able to experiment growing in different space and show you guys, you know, growing along and seeing the struggles and how I go through them and how to problem solve and the results, obviously, and growing different types of things. It's like locating in one place, but having different, really like growing in different regions. Up there, it's like felt like it was 10 to 15 degrees warmer than downstairs. So very different environment to be growing in, like an arid climate up there. Yeah. So obviously I've shown you a lot of seeds that I have, so I don't think I'll be able to grow all of these this year. I don't have that much room. I still have a lot of existing plants to go through. But yeah, the ones I really absolutely would use and say, I'm excited to see what you're gonna grow on your rooftop. I know, Lottie, is this too crazy? It's I'm really excited about it. I'm like, this roof is flat, and there's most of the space is like fenced off. It's It's meant to be grown. I'm saying that. I'm not encouraging anybody to do that. I'm like, it's such a waste. There's no shade up there. Like it, it almost like doesn't even matter where you put your plants. You know what I mean? Like if you have shade other places, you have to think of like where's like is it south facing? Is it north? Is it um, like I don't have that issue up there. I can just put it wherever I want. Of course, if something grows bigger, it would start to cast a shadow. But in general, like there's, uh, that's not an issue right now. But yeah, it's my concern is that it would be a bit, um, it would be too hot because these plants are going to be in like 5-gallon containers, 7 at the most. I'm going to keep 7 as the max out container size. And then, oh, I moved my 2 caper plants up there. Decorative. I don't know. What are you referring to? Decorative? I think I lost some chats from earlier, the previous chats. Yes, I definitely can have tea time on the roof. I'm gonna keep like a storage up there, like a little storage box for things I would use all the time, a little bit of tools. I'll have to test out to see if the rooftop can receive good enough reception that we can do a little live up there. That would be fun to show you guys, physically show you guys, and like have some tea up there. Yeah, but the capers. So I think the ones that are gonna be hopefully okay for the heat is would be the capers, the California native wild rose. I'm hoping the pineapples would be okay. I probably can start to wrap those pots in foil if it gets too hot. Might be warm on Vancouver Island. It might be warmer here on the Vancouver Island. What do you mean, like in the summer? Or like right now, it's actually warmer in Vancouver Island? Yes, so I can put foil to wrap on the stuff, like the plants, the pots. I also with these pots will be in like a bit of a more elevated. It won't be like, straight in contact with the rooftop. So hopefully that would give it a little bit of a relief. But it's just that bit of that heat like radiating I could feel all around even like 2 days ago, and we're still just, in the winter. It was pretty warm up there. 50, that's 50 is manageable, but it's for me that's cold. I'm from the tropics. Maybe you can put what's a pergola to have a little resting space. Oh, yeah, I can do a little bit of decorating up there, huh? Oh, and you know what I'm really excited about because it's on the rooftop? It's gonna be like really hot. It's almost like gardening out in a desert or like in Vietnam, the tropic style, where you can only do it like early in the day or later in the evening or right a little bit before the sunset. So whenever I'm gonna be filming up there, you're guys gonna be seeing the sunset. So this creamy, beautiful backdrop, like the sunset that is going to be really cool. Like that would stand out, I think, in all like the videos. Yeah, so I can use like white, lighter colored pots. Probably use some air pots. Air pots might dry out too quickly, but if I have irrigation going, wouldn't be an issue. I also can cover the surface or do some mulching, just something to and elevating those pots. Hopefully, with all that sort of things going on, should help to alleviate the heat, hopefully. I always think of the song Up on the Roof. Oh, yeah, how does that song go? Oh crap, I don't think you can, yeah, you can't sing on here. They're gonna like, YouTube's not gonna like it. I do, I love that play. This is definitely a much safer roof than that kind of a roof though. So I'm really, really excited about this space. I still need to figure out how to haul. So if you guys have ideas on how to pull stuff up, because the way that rail works, there's no additional extension. So like where it's just like where it drops, like the edge is where the handles, like the rail is. So you can't step beyond that.
So I was thinking I would get a harness and like strap myself on that rail before I start to pull things up there. Rope and bucket. Yeah, because I think a pulley requires a little bit more, like it needs something. I think right now the problem is because there's nothing like really extending beyond the roof, you know. I don't know where I can put a pulley. Like the pulley, or you pull it up, stuff are just gonna keep like bumping on the ladder as it goes up. So maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just have to use like a simple way, not like a pulley, because a pulley is supposed to, does it unlock it? Like once you pull, uh, the weight is off, right? Like it's just, it locks in place every time you pull it. Like it raises it and then it stays there. So that obviously would be easier. But right now, maybe my quick solution so I can get things going is just the traditional, like you said, the bucket and the rope. But I will go out and go shop for a harness so I can like strap. Helicopter, would you like to get a... That's way, yeah, yeah. My I don't think helicopter is gonna work here. I think the neighborhood, I would bring too much attention. Sort of a long stick to put some things up. I'll be a really long stick, and the longer it is, I think the more like the more difficult it would be, right? Like you kind of lose that. I don't know how to explain it. It gets more difficult. It's like if I had an extended pole to like grab and clip things in the garden, it gets really hard to aim when things are really far from my reach. Oh, pole skimper. I'll have to look that up and really see if, okay. Can you leave pole skimper in the comment for me, please? Thank you. Yeah, pulley system, I have no clue where the top, where it would attach. So maybe I'll have to do some research to see, the pulley would be really nice. And then on top of that, I would have something extra, like get a harness to like for me, and then strap that harness onto the rail, because that rail is actually kind of like a triangular shape. So as long as I have something to clip or wrap around that thing, that rail is not going to go anywhere. So I can strap the harness, like put the harness on there and then strap it onto me, and then I can use the pulley, or the rope and bucket, something. But I definitely need to like look into those two things. Yeah, so that's like would be pretty interesting. You need to figure out the water, how I can get water up there, because right now one of the zones, it used to have like water guiding up to the the hanging baskets, but it seems like it stopped getting water, like the pressure wasn't high enough to get to the hanging baskets now. But if I turned off some of the emitters, the water would get up to the hanging baskets. So that probably means I put way too many emitters out or something. So if I had a dedicated tubing, like to guide the water just up to the roof, hopefully that shouldn't be an issue. Like that would have enough water to like pressure to bring it up to the roof. Yeah, like I would be golden if I can get irrigation up there. That harness and a pulley of some sort. Uh, Catch rainwater. I don't really want to store water up there so much. Maybe just like actually I would need maybe just like a 5-gallon bucket for water, because I don't want to put too much weight on the roof. So it would just be like a 5-gallon bucket for like convenience. If like obviously I would, if I want to clean my hands or something quick. Uh, Otherwise, would I attach a hose? Just keep the hose up there, like just hang it somewhere. um, yeah, so probably 5-gallon bucket with water. That's the max I would do. I don't want to have an actual like rain catcher, or what is it called? Like a rainwater storage. I don't know if that's what you mean, but that's what I took it as. That would be too heavy for the roof, yeah. Um, but yeah, and if I was able to maybe figure out how to build a tray, like a one wide tray to have all the plants sit on there and let it drain out of there, like guide that out to the rain gutter would be great. Otherwise, I can always just like purchase individual those drain away trays that I mentioned earlier on here on live. That they actually come with like a threading, so you can put like screw on a PVC connector onto there and then connect the PVC pipe and guide the water out wherever you want. And I can just take that out to the like down to the gutter to really keep it dry up there. But that's going to be quite pricey for like however many pots, you know. A tank on the ground and pump the water to roof. Oh, but putting a tank in the ground would mean I have less space to grow stuff. But I don't actually need to, because if I need to pump stuff up, the water up there, then I might as well just use the irrigation, right? Or are you saying the pump is probably helps, like it's stronger than just like pumping up using the water spigot? I guess water spigot, there is no pump. It's just water pressure going up. Okay, okay, I'm sorry, I'm thinking out loud, you guys, but I see what you mean. Step one is to just see if there's enough water pressure with the irrigation. If I do, then I'm good to go. Yeah, that's it. And yeah, and by the way, thank you so much, you guys, for leaving those feedback for me. I sent out a post over. I posted on the community tab a few days ago. Wait, we can get a shaker and a dance for me. Yeah, rain would help because, yeah, but I don't know if we get that much rain here in Southern California. We'll see. But yeah, thank you, you guys, for submitting your feedback, and those really would be helpful for me because I asked if you guys can let me know what kind of video, like content I should make, like give me more specifics so I know what to look for and plan and create, you know? Because obviously I think a lot of you guys and new subscribers really enjoyed that last video I put out about the American expat. I did like a food garden tour there. If you haven't checked it out, it's my most recent video. So I hope you enjoy it. But yeah, so something like that, it really made me like I was like, hey, but what is it that you like about it, right? Was it like the story behind? Because that one I think is a very interesting story about all these findings and his motivation behind it, and all the things he used like as like reclaimed materials. Let me see what Mark says here real quick. That chat disappeared. Yeah, so obviously that story is very interesting, but it's going to be really difficult to find another story like that on my own unless someone reaches out to me. But I'm glad you guys enjoyed the tour. So it was a garden tour, and I'm glad very. I love to talk about all things growing. So obviously this is a sustainability plants kind of a channel. So I would definitely let plants be the focus, you know, but obviously if there's a powerful or story that I think it's worth mentioning to have it support the whole story or make the whole story more interesting, kind of like Jefferson's, you know, story about all these findings, and he used these things that he found in the while working through the garden, like to build the garden. I think that supports the overall story for the garden tour. It made sense and it was very interesting. And I guess I can just keep things that are, and some of you guys that mentioned you would like to learn and see more about culture, way of life, reasons to why they grow those certain foods or the techniques that they use. So these are really helpful for me to get so specific. Yeah, that's really helpful. And yeah, and I guess certain things like that of to kind of tie into something more in between, so that kind of fits for most of you guys of what you're looking for. I can keep certain things at a more minimal, you know, like a level. Like I won't spend way too much time in the video talking about how they prepare that specific food or something, but I would definitely touch on that because I think it helps, you know, because when you're growing something, especially things that are new to you, you want to know how they use the plant, whether for medicine, you know, as medicine, as for nourishing your body, if it's like a food prep, or is it for like using to for your household or make cleaning products or whatever, you know, whatnot. So yeah, things like that, I think it's definitely worth sharing, and people's way of life has always been really interesting to me. And it all kind of revolves, I guess, back to also gardening and growing food. It's all their way of life, but having the plants again, nature and plants being the focal point. But yes, yeah. And if there's anything else that are like more specific, like say if they're showing me how to make a dish, I might show like the more summing up the story, or like a quicker way of showing you guys on this channel, and anything more specific that I feel like it's worth really spending more time on showing you, I will move that kind of content over to Wendy Unscripted. That's my second channel that I recently started out to kind of have things that are not super, like not specific to gardening. I would move it up there. So appreciate it if you guys would show some support and head over there and subscribe to that channel if you want to look for like content beyond specifically gardening. But yeah, so that was really helpful when you guys were getting down to the nitty gritties of things, and just and someone else mentioned something about walking around like their city, and you know, in Washington or something, and just wondering the reasons, like the questions they had behind like the people's gardens and stuff. Like those are really good questions. Like, and I need to learn and get better with my Vietnamese so I can, when there's like the time when I'm like traveling and seeing places out there, I'll be able to communicate with them so I can get like gain a deeper understanding to share these stories and these reasons with you guys. Yeah, but I really appreciate that feedback. You guys have any suggestions, always feel free to like let me know. Yes, but I'm real I'm really excited to be starting like a new series about the rooftop, and so much I can grow up there, but I have to make sure that I'm not going to be crazy going too wild up there. I have to be mindful of that it is a roof. It's not like in Asia. I'm so jealous when they have like actually concrete down their roof. It's so different. It is meant for you to hang out there, you know, and they can put like quite a bit of weight up there. And this roof, I was told that you can grow a garden up there, no problem. But I'm still just going to be a little more cautious and not grow a forest up there. But I do wonder if I grow a little bit of plants up there, if that would help to kind of cool off the house a little bit, huh? Get creative. Thank you. Yeah, it's always fun to create. It's I thrive on that. Yeah, so if you guys have any questions for me, what else we talk about? Otherwise, we probably, what else did I wanted to share with you guys besides these things? That I think not much else, but I'm just really excited about this new growing space. And that I actually got like very specific feedback from you guys about what kind of content you want to see. And yeah, when are you guys gonna start like planning out your garden, like what to grow next year and stuff? Or is anybody's garden still growing right now? I'm gonna ask you guys something here, and hopefully I can like stare right at the screen right now to be very attentive so I won't miss out on your chats. And do you guys normally start things from seed? Glad I was able. Yeah, Lonnie, I'm so happy to see you on here. I know we often talk on IG, but I'm really happy to see you on here. Just grow whatever I can anywhere. That's great. I was thinking of like some like guerrilla style growing. But honestly, is that, I don't know, is that legal? Like, I would love to, like, bomb some parks with, leafy green seeds, like a mixture of edibles or something. Saving what I'm keeping my plants minimum. Still have a few kale and collards under frost. That should really sweeten up, wouldn't it? I got a kale out here that that's supposed to do more like do better in the tropics, like in the heat, but it's actually really doing well right now. And that's like a special, more heat tolerant kale, and the taste is great. I'm surprised how well it's handling the winter this year. I guess the winter hasn't gotten too cold for us. Sometimes it feels cold. Late February, is that when you start? Yeah. Yeah, I think the lowest we've dipped down to 42 degrees at night. Michigan, that I'm sure that's cold, all right. I think my hands are quite cold right now, and I'm inside, and I have wool on. It's like, it's probably 70 degrees out here, up in here, but my hands are kind of cold. So, Michigan, that's definitely freezing for me. It is. It's really soft. Like, it's not pokey or anything. Thank you. Thank you. I was going for a soft, snowy look, if you guys can tell. And oh, if you want to know what I got on here, this is that Cafe de lait, or I don't know, something cafe, something dahlia. This indoor taro. Ooh, that's fun project. Yeah, some taro stuff indoor. Turmeric. Yeah, you gotta get your like turmeric and ginger stuff growing like to buy time. You should start them indoor and grow light. Thank you, Solaris. It's wait, did I read your name right? Yes. And then those three spiky things are a salvia. It's not edible, but the bees love it. Like they love it so so much. It's like a blue purple ones, and then set. And yeah, it's yeah. I'm sorry, I butcher your name. There it is. Thank you. Yeah. So I got the other one. I got a white sage here. And then, oh, I don't even know what I'm pointing at. I got a white sage. I also got a eucalyptus. Eucalyptus tree was like a seed that was a volunteer, and it ended up turning into a tree here. It's got a lot of pests on there though, and we kept cutting it back because it like was touching the cable really quickly. And I think eventually I just want that tree gone. It's a beautiful tree, and I love the way eucalyptus smells. And it's medicinal, right? Like you make essential oils with it. It smells lovely. It looks very beautiful as a filler in like your floral, arrangements. What kind of pests? They kind of look like, are they like fuzzy white? Are they like what do you call it? Millie bugs or something. But also, it's actually raised bumps on top of that white stuff. There's also like the leaves have like these brown, hard bumps on them. Yeah, I wonder what kind of pests they are, but I still want to chop that tree down because I have a really tasty mulberry. I want to keep it small, but I was thinking maybe putting that like to replace. Also have a moringa I want to put out there because the moringa, even though it can grow big, but the cool thing about moringa is that you can just, is it a scale? It didn't look, maybe it's a different kind of scale. I'm used to seeing scale looking more different in like on my plants. I'll Google that and see if that can match the picture. Yeah, so moringa is awesome because if they can get really big, but if you don't want it that big, you can just chop it and let him start over. So I think that would be a good tree to have in the front. And then the pods are also edible, so it's cool. I guess I usually have seen like scale growing along the stems, not so much on the leaves, but somehow these ones just have a lot of that kind of thing going on the leaves. So yeah, I got the eucalyptus, the white sage. I also got the English lavender, supposed to be more like a variegated leaves, but hey Nancy, no worries, we're still here. We're here. So happy you can make it. Yeah, we are talking about the items, the things that are on my head. Yeah, so we'll see. For those of you guys who are just joining in, today's topic, I was telling everyone that the type of seeds or the plants I want to grow on the. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you. So happy to see you here. Welcome. Yes, on the rooftop, the things I want to grow and the type of seeds that I have, these really special seeds. Baker Creek sent me a bunch of seeds that I'm super excited about because I think I'll be able to actually grow certain ones here. I'm not going to be able to grow a whole lot of everything, obviously. I still have a space issue, but I'll be able to try out like maybe a couple of the things I want. And then I got these special seeds. Okay, you guys are late here. I can show you again. I got these beautiful seeds. I think I'm absolutely going to be trying to grow these, maybe on the rooftop or something. These are some really gorgeous special seeds. Development of new microorganisms and some plastic, right? That would be crazy. Yeah, so I was showing some special, like some rare seeds I got that I'm really excited to grow some of them out next year. And then talked about some prep work, some safety things, practical logistics and stuff for the garden, the rooftop garden. Oh my gosh, mushrooms. Wait, in the Amazon. Seriously? I would love to learn what that mushroom is. Mushroom is also another thing I thought of but never got around doing because there's so much shade around the garden on the ground level. It would be nice to actually get some, like grow some mushrooms because I love mushrooms, right? And yeah, make use of your space. Find out what's going to work for your specific space. And for me here, when you say shade, it's not about like 1 hour sun kind of shade. It's like super tucked in kind of a shade. So I think only like certain type of mushrooms would work well, and like just a little bit of like that scattered, kind of a shade. Just only I found a couple of my Japanese leafy greens can grow in this kind of more deeper shade of mine in this environment. Some plastics aren't petroleum based. The mushrooms, I missed out on the last few words about the mushrooms, Nancy. Yeah, the chats just like appear and then they disappear so quickly. Yeah, so there's like a few mushrooms that I was recommended that it would be easier to grow here. Like I would love to be able to grow lion's mane, but they said that's more of like an advanced or intermediate level, or you need a little more specific conditions. Oyster mushroom is, I was told to, that would be easier. And I would love to grow oyster, but knowing me, I mean, I can grow both, but I absolutely would pick the pink oyster mushroom. So maybe I can even grow, I just have this idea in my head right now. Like if I were to use like the Mr. Stacky, the vertical garden, so a vertical planter, right? I can actually grow mushrooms on there and maybe put a little bit of a screening around it to create a little bit of humidity. I can probably grow, it'd be cool, like a mushroom tower. Some fungi has been found to eat plastic already. Viable. La, 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 la. I missed on the rest of the information, but that's very cool. Now you're reminding me, I might have heard something about that, but I really don't know much about. But that's so cool. Yeah, it's so important to have those microorganisms. I've never found the exact mushrooms I've seen in the dark. Trying to find those ones to eat plastic and the yeah, like what kind of glue? What is that glue made out of? Like cardboard glue? Because worms apparently really love to eat those cardboard glue. And is that like a type of plastic or like a starch or something? Always wondered. Whispers petroleum-based plastic. Is that a song with that? The hair is getting on my face. The wool. Uh, yeah, so let's see, what were we talking about? Yeah, the different stuff that are required to get this rooftop garden growing. I'm so excited. Talk about the different types of veggies, sunflowers. I really love sunflowers. They're super cheerful. I think they'll be really nice to put over your head or on your as an accessory for your hats. Angora. I know, right? Actually, I think you're right. This is an Angora sweater. Yeah. Good catch on that. There are different organisms I have researched that consume different kinds of plastics. I haven't found enough. That would be great. Please update us on that information, Songs and Whispers, if you find more about that. That would be amazing. Because, like, speaking of plastic, you know what bugs the heck out of me are those sunshade cloth that when they break down, they're just like tiny little pieces that fall. So like you think you want to make, you know, like the most out of what you spent, right? To use it like completely, you know, ride it to the ground. But these shade cloth, my goodness, like they break down and they're just tiny little powdery or tiny little flakes that are impossible to remove when they fall. They flake everywhere. So you have to take them down before they get to that point. But those are so annoying. And but like shade cloths can be really helpful in the garden, you know. Be nice to have some sort of shade cloth that are not made of something that would do that. 6mm plastic sometimes does the same thing. What kind of plastic is trying to think what other ones. Yeah, especially like the mesh style stuff where you wrap around the plants or use again like a shade cloth style. I have the one that I liked a lot until it flaked as well. Some aluminate or something that's like that. Aluminate. I think it's called aluminate because it's supposed to have like aluminum, like a foil kind of a finish, like a coating over this clear plastic. Supposed to be more like a reflective kind of material so that when you hang it, it wouldn't darken your space. The space stays bright and it also keeps it a little cooler. And it was great until it started to fall apart. Does YouTube let people share links in the comments still? I think so. Please leave a link. We'll find out. I think they do. That would be great. Thank you. Yeah, so it's just, I haven't found anything. And like, I was thinking the rooftop, if I can get a shade cloth, like not that high, just kind of low. I don't want to build anything above 4 feet, 3 feet ideally, but maybe 4 feet, but definitely nothing above 4 feet. I gotta keep it at a, you know, where it's safe on the roof, just in case of heavy winds. Usually the wind level here is not bad, but just in case it is on an upper level. But I would like to have like maybe a shade cloth would be a little more comfortable, especially if I'm thinking, say if I can't get to the rooftop for a while, if I was away or something, and if I had vines like squashes or melons that would sprawl all over, it would be too hot. Like that direct contact, even on the tarp, is going to be, it might burn, you know, the vines because it was so hot up there. It was like about maybe roughly 10 degrees hotter up there 2 days ago, and it's December. So that's like, to me at the same time, like, oh, that's amazing. I can really like work with like with the right selection of plants. It can grow amazing up there. But yeah, but also thinking maybe if I can somehow install a shade
cloth would be really nice, like just like some sort of like a screen. But the thing is, I do not want to drill into the roof, like even the sides, like the walls of the roof, because I don't want to cause any leak, any issues. I don't want to drill anything up there. Yeah. What color is the rooftop? It's like a light gray. It's the kind that's for flat roofs. So like these sheet, and they put down like sheet cap or cap sheets or something, and they tar, like, what is that heat? That black tar? Tar? They put like spray tar down, and they put these sheets out that has like tiny bits of like rocks, like gray rocks, like gravel. That's the top of it. I've seen floating row covers like cheesecloth over fields and oh, good idea. Maybe I should just wrap the whole plant directly and have that tie the shade cloth on the around the pot rather than like or all the plants. I guess I can wrap it directly on the plants. It wouldn't look as nice, you know. But if it's like if I'm in like I feel like the plants are in survival mode or that's the only option, I could definitely do that. So that's a good call. I'll just wrap the whole thing instead of having a nice setup. Yeah, until I figure out a way how, because it would be so nice if I were able to have like build like one long screen for this area. But that's okay. We'll just deal with things as they come. But I'm just trying to think ahead about a few things that I already know that could happen. Like it's going to be too hot. But I'm really hoping the lavenders and the caper plants are really going to love that space. There is a bit of a shade part of like a corner area because it's like a solid border around parts of the roof. That part I can like would be a little cooler, I guess. I've gone to function over beauty is necessary. You're right. You're right, Nancy. So like I said, if I can't figure out like a nicer solution, like aesthetic solution for it, yeah, the most important bottom line is that your plants survive, right? Like need to like focus. That is the whole point of growing up there is to keep them alive. So yeah, if no other ways, that's it. What will stop the wind from blowing everything off the roof? What will, well, I can't, but so say if there's tarp, so the bottom layer would be rubber spacers, and then I would put something like maybe 2x4s to form a grid so the tarp can go on top of that, and then the plants go on top of the tarp. There are grommets, like holes along like or on the corners of the tarp, so I can set those pots. I'm going to be growing between 5 to 7 gallon pots up there, and I can tie the tarp to the pots. So I can tie most things together, and then keeping things about 3 feet, 3 to 4 feet max. Is that like? Do you guys think that's good enough? What's like an extra step I can take to make it safer, like wind issues, like Pacific permaculture brought up? Because that's so far that's my plan. And yeah, and then I'm going to be so the area that I'll be growing in. Let's see, tarps do turn into sails into the wind. FYI. Oh, you mean like the plants might ride the tarp and fall and stuff? So, uh-oh. Do you have a solution for me? Because I was thinking of the tarp, I'm tying it along with like many, not crazy amount, but maybe like 10 to 15 or 20 max, right? Pots up there. So like, man, if the wind can still blow something like that out, that's some crazy wind, right? It is definitely going to be fun. I'm trying to make it as safe as possible. So what would you use? Like, I guess the whole thing about tarping, because seems like some stuff I looked into and like the roof person recommended tarping, but he also wasn't thinking that
I found like I can use those drain trays. So like the tarp idea is that so you wouldn't get water on the roof. But what if I just put spacers on, like what if I just had a drain tray, right? And then you don't want to like constantly be walking and removing, like making those gravel on the roof like loose or something. So I would put like maybe stepping pads for myself. But if no tarp, it's probably would be okay too, mm, because I'll have drain trays. So so with that, the water should just run off through the rain gutter. And then the tarp is probably more like if I'm working in between the plants, I'm going around, I don't have to follow a specific, like, like say if you put down pavers or something or stepping stones, like with a tarp, say water shouldn't be a concern on a roof if it, uh, water, okay, let me just finish my thought about that. Yes, so if I had a tarp, I would freely walk around anywhere within that space where the plants are. Without the tarp, I would walk strictly just on the stepping stones or rubber pads, because I was told it's better to not make those gravel loose, like fall off too much. And with the rain, I don't know if I read your comment correctly, Enoch, but yeah. So it's not really like, yes, the roof is waterproof, but uh, you don't want direct contact and constant moisture. So like say if the pots are sitting like wet, on the bottom, just completely just constant moisture, because rain would drain out. There's nothing on the surface. It's just like wet, and then the sun and the air around would dry it out. But with soil and being on the bottom of your plants, it's that constant moisture that's not good for the roof. That's why I was talking about the tarp. So if you guys have better suggestions, leave in the comments below. Or if you think those drain trays would work, it would be good enough, because everything would drain through that drain tray, because it's going to be guided out with the PVC pipe that takes that water out straight down like to the rain gutter. Maybe I don't need a tarp, because I would be buying 3 different sizes, 3 tarps for 3 areas. I'm gonna like spread out and plant along the walls. They're gonna be like, original idea was to tarp those 3 places, and then I'm growing all along the solid walls. So there's still like half of the roof that I won't be growing, just so I can walk around like safely with like a lot of space before I get to the edge. So yeah, as far as like, and then so back to your question about like, what do I do about the winds? I'm hoping if I'm growing so far away from the edge, it should be okay. Pot raisers for your deck garden. Yeah, so I can put pot raisers, or is it, I think you put riser, my bad. Park, I always keep saying park. Pot risers on those drain trays should be good, right? Should be. God, I have so many questions about this stuff, and just not even just thinking about the idea, but when you think of an idea and you're looking for this one item, and then there's like all these brands or all these different types would pop up, and you have to really get to like the specifics to find out which one works best for your space. And there's just so much to look up, but I'm really excited. Really, really excited. Oh my goodness, it is like, even the amount of brightness up there right now in the winter, I need sunglasses. Like, I'm squinting. It is so bright up there. It is the best grow light I can get, and I can see like, just other than like the heat and the wind issue up there, but I was like, oh my gosh, I can really experience the joy that you guys have growing in a sunny space where you can harvest all your produce, like actual fruits and beautiful big blooms of flowers, because I grow a lot of leafy greens because I'm a more shade area. Seasons have changed much over and prepared for droughts. Yes. I think we are luckily out of a drought right now. Really unusual for last spring. Earlier this spring, we actually had quite a lot of rain. So I think, yeah, we're no longer in a drought, but we definitely don't get enough as much rain as most of you guys in the country. And I wish we had rain during the warm season rather than the cold. Don't use tide, too many viable problems, better. Anything important you think I should know, please leave it in the comments so I can see it, I can refer back, reference it, or reply to you, because I'm such a slow reader when it just pops up so fast and it just disappeared. So if there's anything you think I really should know, or that you really want me to know, or ask me certain questions you want to be answered, leave it in the comments, please. Thank you. I am super excited about. I need to tally up how many times I've mentioned this. And check out this beautiful poinsettia that I put right here, because I was gonna show you guys, but it didn't work out because I'm on a vertical setting now. But yeah, the variegated variety is so pretty. Let's see how long it'll last. Actually, I can kind of hold it like this. No, it's making too much noise. Ah, there it is. It's a little better. Is that more festive? I'll sit over here. More festive. Yeah, I saw someone growing in a more like a part shade garden, and they're able to maintain poinsettias like looking like this, still red, months down the road. It was cool. I would love to make it more festive and put like a poinsettia on my hair, but it's kind of milky, sappy. These are so pretty. I saw ones that were like, actually I didn't see one. My friend showed me a picture that she saw at Trader Joe's. They had pink poinsettias and white ones, but those pink, I think they're sprayed. I don't think they actually produced pink poinsettias yet. But yeah, these actually can grow into a tree. In fact, I think one of the old houses I used to live at had a poinsettia tree. It's pretty cool. It's it's pretty cool, yeah, to have these if you have the room, like it's cool. It's so festive, and you can hang lights on it. Jamaica. Hi. I'm Jamaica. I'm so sorry with your names, you guys. I'm really terrible at pronouncing. But looks, I don't recognize your avatar, so welcome. Very happy to see you here. We were, I guess, to catch some of you guys who are new here up, I was just talking about the rooftop, some logistics, practical safety things, and what I want to grow up there. I showed some rare seeds out here, and my seed collection, and it seems like most of you guys are gonna start growing in, earliest would be February. Game is boring and easy. That's nice, Nancy, because I don't have an issue with it. So many beautiful names that I wish I can actually like say it properly. I'm sorry. Can you sound it out for me? Jamaica? I have a really bad memory with words, so what's your favorite thing to grow in February? Thank you for that question. What's my favorite thing? In February here, so for us, I think what we can grow, because we can grow year round, it's like things that you can start growing in February, we can start growing in like late fall, you know? We're like a month and a half to 2 months ahead of parts of the country. So in February, I would be growing, usually I would be growing sugar snaps, stuff like that. It's like really crunchy stuff that you can't buy elsewhere.
So snap peas, sugar snap peas, more pansies and violas, like edible flowers, because those violas actually are fragrant, and they have like a wintergreen smell. I don't know if you guys noticed that. Jamaica! Thank you, that really helped. Oh, cool, I gotta check into more edible flowers. Yeah, I did an edible flowers episode like a while ago. Maybe it's time to update it, especially if I can, have the opportunity. Thank you so much, that was so helpful. um, yeah, now that I have that space to have more sun, I can actually invite more flowers. And maybe it'll be like, would be nice if it was like a pollinator's paradise, can have the lavenders and certain flowers that would really, invite these pollinators, so that I won't have to be going up there to physically hand pollinate these melons or squashes. Yeah, but then as I was saying, I would have the opportunity to grow more types of flowers, so I can do an updated video on like edible flowers. And then on top of that, oh, I have a newer milkweed. I can totally grow that one up there as well. Yeah, because I have this other new milkweed. The flowers are like a pink color. So yeah, milkweed's a really good one to attract butterflies, and I think I should bring that one up there as well. Edible chrysanthemum. I have a few more chrysanthemum. I have one that's strictly grown for tea. It's like looks like a daisy, beautiful, bright, like white, pure white with a yellow center. That one's for tea, but I also have different varieties of chrysanthemums that are grown for just to enjoy, for pleasure. It was, I forget the names. I think it's like a red gold bronze or something. There's something called River City. River City is actually really beautiful. I think I posted a couple of pictures of that this season, first time they're flowering. There's another one that's a little more lilac, lighter purple color one. That one, hopefully I can get that in the ground for next year so that they can flower next year, next fall. So there's a few chrysanthemums that are really gorgeous in my opinion, and I'm excited to get that out in like the east facing garden. That's enough sun for chrysanthemums. Baker Creek has a bunch of different aster plants and aster, how do you say it? And chrysanthemum, like, yeah, I've never grown those from seed. I've always had them more in like plant starters or like cuttings out of them because they do really well. Like anything I can find as like starting point with, start them with like propagation, I would do that because it buys me time, especially in this garden. It doesn't make sense to sow because there's not enough light. Even if the seeds germinate, there's not enough like energy for them to keep growing. They'll stretch and wilt away and die or rot away or whatnot. But now that I have the roof, if I just have like a tray for these seedlings, I think I can actually do some seeds up there. Still have tomatoes growing. That's awesome. That's awesome. Hi, JT Junior grows it Alaska. Doesn't mean it. You're from Alaska. That's so cool. I have so many. I'm fascinated by the cold. I don't like the cold personally, but I'm fascinated by the cold. Hi, Habitable Hobbies. What are we up to? We are chatting about my rooftop garden. Catch you guys up on these things. Yeah, we're all kind of, thank you so much, you guys, for brainstorming with me on the rooftop garden. Practical stuff, logistics, safety, talked about what I want to grow. Actually, I have a few plants up there already. I got 2 caper plants, I got caper plants, pineapples up there, California native wild rose. That one's grown for a rose hips. So yeah, I already moved a few plants up there. I'm just now just taking up water bottles to water them because there's only a few plants. Winter watering is still manageable. But yeah, we're talking about how to like plan out my rooftop garden. And it's so cool because when I'm building this, I know that it is something that we all contributed to. So this is so, so cool. You're going to be able to see me, like literally building from the roof up. Yeah, so any suggestions you guys might have for me, please leave in the comments below because when you're doing the chat thing, I'm really trying to pay attention to the screen, but I'm a slow reader. So like if the only thing that stays on the screen, like in the chat long enough is if you do a super chat. Otherwise, it just goes by so fast. So if something you want to tell me, either super chat or leave in the comments so I can get to your questions after the live and I can refer back to that. That's a really good place for me to reference. Fishing pole might be useful to bring things to the rooftop. Oh, what do I do? Wait, can't believe it. What do I do? Wait, how strong? They are strong, right? Because you can actually catch like 60-pound fish with that or something, right? Do I just like wrap something over with a fishing string and seriously? How viable is the craft of the wedge rail system? Craft wedge rail. That's beyond my understanding. I'll have to tell me what that means. Like, can you describe that a little bit for me? Otherwise, I'll have to go back and like Google those words. I don't know what that means. It would work like a pulley. So I still don't know where I would attach the pulley to. Like I was saying earlier, there's nowhere to extend. Like there's no like extra extension to the rail for the ladder. So I don't know where the pulley would go, or if the pulley is actually attached to that railing, it's going to like bump, like hit every single bar, like as you raise you bring the materials up. The 4x4, ugh, goodness, that thing disappeared. Your chat, your comment, I can't see it. Something about the 4x4 and the beams. Maybe I can, oh, I can't move my phone. My phone is under the iPad right now to keep it balanced, otherwise it's gonna fall over. I have no access to your chat right now. I just have to make sure I read faster. Yeah, so I was also, so I think so far we talked about how the tarp, probably not a good idea. And I'm probably okay without the tarp if I already have a drain tray, right? Which is good. It'll save me some money. I don't have to get 3 different tarping things. Yeah, and then I have my special seeds in these containers. These containers are made for tea, storing tea, but hey, you can be creative with things, right? Ooh, so loud. Yeah, they keep things viable longer. Oh, these are, wait, where did it go? Here it is. So beautiful. This tulip right here. Yeah, so pretty. So I'm definitely gonna be growing these next year. Start small and see what works. You're right. You're right. Got a long time to go. You worried about the wind on the rooftop. So luckily we don't, yeah, I know, right? I shouldn't bet on like not having that much wind up here, but I'm going to grow things more along the solid, like about 70% of the space has like a solid border around. So that's where I'll be growing things, is way like closer to that part, like way far away from the edge where there's no border. And I'm going to keep things at like like shorter, like growing things under 4 feet, 3 feet ideally, no more than 3 feet, but absolutely no more than 4 feet or 3.5 feet. So just trying to keep things like growing shorter things, more compact things. Maybe should I tie all the, actually, how could I do this? Can I tie all the pots around each other for support? But yeah, I think my answer to your question is so far I only got
planting stuff, keeping plants short, and far from the edge, planting them far from the edge. Howdy, Marco. Yeah, so is that when you throw in these questions, it makes me nervous. I hope you have some suggestions for me when you ask me these questions. Help me out here. Yeah. And then, oh, and then I can use like cocoa core, like blocks of them are, welcome to the chat, Marco. Glad you can join us. We're talking about the logistics and the safety things about like how to put a garden up on the rooftop. And then for soil, I can use cocoa core. I can bring like blocks of them up, dry and hydrate them on the top, so it's less weight, easier for me to bring them up. You can mount the pots on the big pallet. I have to bring a pallet up there. I mean, that's a good idea, but I don't know how I can do that. It's heavy. And I think that would scare people when I'm bringing that big of items up there. But I see what you mean, because then the pots would actually be elevated, and then there is somewhere for me to strap the pots down. So that is a good idea. And another way around that is if I don't bring pallets up, I can bring wood, strips of wood or 2x4s or just pallet type of wood, and build it up there. I'm like taking the long way around doing things, aren't I? I mean, that's a really good point, you know, because I have nowhere to actually strap these pots down. But again, start small. So yes. So yeah, I should start with a few of these plants, maybe just put like 10 up there and see how they do for a season and keep going. It might be easier to grow with blocked bags of soil. Yeah, so that's what I was thinking, cocoa core or peat moss or whatever, just but the cocoa core that comes in blocks like this is a very manageable weight. And I can use like worm castings to mix up there and perlite, just keeping it very light as possible, something easy for me to bring up there and you know, workable. And yeah, what else, you guys? My gosh, you really scare me when you talk about the wind. I just we don't really have that heavy wind here, luckily, but I know shouldn't bet on that, you know. Zone 4, I am in zone 10. I'm in Southern California, so like it's the second story, the roof of a 2-story house. So not crazy high, but it's not like 1 story. Yeah. What kind of containers are thinking of using? Plastic grow bags? Absolutely not raised beds. I'm thinking of containers. So just the regular, definitely going to be like plastic or grow bags would be my 2 options. I'm trying to keep a light up there. So 5 to 7 gallon max of like just normal plastic containers, or maybe the air pots, which are still a plastic thing. Grow bags. Those were, yeah, so plastic and grow bags. Yeah, I'm just trying to keep it light. And if it gets too hot, I can put like wrap foil around the black pots. Do you know how tall is it up to the roof? I haven't measured. I'm guessing like, because I need to purchase a long rope, and I'm thinking 25 to 30 feet, because you need to like tie it and stuff. Like a normal ceiling, from ceiling to the floor, is like 8 feet, right? So would I give it like a couple inches of buffer? Let's just say it's 10 feet per story, so 20. And then maybe there might be an attic. Now there's no way to access the attic in here. But I think there's an attic, right? Like do all houses in the US have attic? So plus the attic, yeah. So 20 to 25 feet, something like that. So what's the wind like out there, up there? also put like a solar camera operated by solar up there so I can like check up on things. Checked in London is Zone G. Are you from London? Are you in London, Marco? Zone 9A. That's, yeah, so, well, you guys are obviously much, for me, it's like much colder. It's cold, but I think still enough that you can do like a polytunnel to grow things in the winter. So gloomy out there. It's beautiful there though. So beautiful. But I think like it's the gloominess and the mist that you guys get so often, that the light drizzly is what makes it super lush and green there. And when you actually have places that freeze over, everything starts new every year and it's just so darn beautiful. So cold though. Taro feed containers. Is it habitable hobbies? Did I say that correctly? Can you leave what you just said in the comments so I can refer back later? Because I missed out on the comment. It just disappeared so fast. I think you guys are coming up with some really good ideas, and I definitely can use some help. A lot of help, actually. I know nothing about this rooftop thing. I'm just trying to think of everything in terms of just a little more common sense. I know nothing about this. Let's see, tons of sun on the roof. Try to grow more shade here. Wendy will have a long book of comments. More the merrier, guys. It'll help with the algorithm too. But no, seriously, it'd really be helpful for me because I would forget things. So sometimes like I prefer chats, like typing over phone conversations, like because I'm forgetful. So like it's better for me. I love being able to go back and reference things. Let me just try to see if I can like attach the iPad to what do you call this? I need to charge it. I hope the cable is long enough. The cable is long enough. Oh my God, the cable's not long enough. What do I do? I can't charge. I have the receiver on the iPad. If I don't have the receiver on, it might be okay because we're in a pretty quiet place. Would you guys mind giving me a minute? I'm gonna go run to get a longer cable so I can charge the iPad. Otherwise, I'm at 5% right now. Are we okay with that? Can you give me like 1 minute? So it was 25 here in the southern Missouri. Hey, you're in Missouri. Wow, it's so cold. Which part? Oh, southern, you just said. Okay, good, good. Be right back. I'm back. It's not too far away, actually. All right. Ha. Okay. The sound might not be as good because in order to charge it, I have to remove the mic. Hopefully, it'll be okay. And then, yeah. Oops. Yeah. Sounds all right, right? Is the audio okay? There's no mic anymore. This is just like straight on from the, it's just the iPad. Audio is not as good as, yep. I can let it charge a little bit and then go back to the mic. Can you hear me at all? Do I need to speak up or can I even? We can hear you though. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I'm trying to make things work. Let's see. I still hear you, but you have to raise your voice. All right, I can speak up. I can speak up. Is this better? 25. It's so cold. Says.
Minnesota, holy crap. I applaud you guys for making it out. Is it okay now? Good? No, 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 you're not deaf. I didn't know it was mute. I think I did see that it was muted. Um, yes, thank you. Sorry, you guys. I need to figure out. You know what? Since we're doing this indoor, next time I'm just gonna grab my laptop, so like everything would be much better. Yeah, yeah, because then I can actually have access to power and the mic. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, we're just gonna have to wing through this time. Happy holidays. I'm trying to see how do I get this thing to work. I'm so afraid of doing anything live stream for exact reasons, right? I know, but it's so fun. And you guys have been super helpful. I'm so grateful because especially with this rooftop thing, guys, I need all the help I can get. Yeah. Just otherwise it's like yeah, I'll be in trouble. I'm just trying to elevate this. Okay, I think we're good now. All right. Live streams are easy if you get people to show up. Of course. You guys are here. I'm so thankful. Otherwise, I don't know, but I'm so glad you guys are here. Best wishes. Yeah, I wish everyone a really fruitful, bountiful, vibrant garden next year. Very excited for you guys, Barry and everyone. Whatever you guys have planned for the garden. Is there anything, are you guys going to be trying any new seeds, any new plants that you want to grow? I think I'm really excited about getting more flowers. And I really love sun gold cherry tomatoes. I love sweet, fruity tomatoes. Don't use as much tech. Yeah, I am like totally, I have to rely on tech, like I'm a little bit of like a tech junkie, but I really do appreciate having a Wi-Fi, what do you call it, like a smart irrigation system, because it allows me to control and have access to watering my plants when I'm away. Yeah, so I'm going to be growing food indoor. That's awesome. Oh, necessary as well in Alaska. So like beyond microgreens, oh, something for indoor growing. I was showing them earlier about the orange hat dwarf tomatoes. They only grow up to like 6 to 8 feet tall. Inch tall. So like half a foot or a bit taller than that. That's it. And some people would grow them under grow lights. They seem to work just fine. So that would be a good one if you're interested in growing tomatoes indoor. I think the seeds are available on bakercreekverseeds.com. Yay, I have this thing somewhat situated. If you guys were to like see how I got this set up. I got the iPad sitting on one of these things in a Bigger Creek catalog. Yeah, so I'm excited to get more flowers, cherry tomatoes, a little more leafy greens of different varieties, things that like my parents would actually enjoy, because like I grow so much rare things, only like a few things they know, like they can actually identify and grab, but other things is like or even friends or visitors or people are like, I don't know what to do with these things. So I think I can grow a little bit more generic stuff as well. But you know me. I always love growing things that I haven't grown before, and all these rare varieties, these heirloom and rare varieties. That taro squash, I'm super excited about. It's that squash that has a taro flavor, supposedly. Um, I'm really excited about that one. It just seems so bountiful. The feeling of actually having like harvesting fruits and like beautiful bouquets. Like not even doesn't have to be like a huge bunch, you know, but just like some flowers and some fruits just feels so much more satisfying than just like a you know um, a bouquet of leafy greens. Taro houseplants. Are they actual like taros that you can harvest to eat, or are they like a variety of elephant plant? They're all beautiful, by the way, and I think certain ones you can actually harvest and cook the stems to eat. See, Bega Creek has a new micro or dwarf. Oh yeah, oh hydroponic. That's awesome. So is it similar? Is it like a red or like a yellow one? So one I have, the orange hat is, well, it's orange. I haven't tried it yet. I got it through the seed swap over at the Heirloom Expo because people were bringing seeds to share. Bega Creek also donated some seeds to that area, that space. So really exciting. Yellow, yes, that's great. Yeah, because yellow and orange tomatoes usually don't require as long or as much sun. Orange hat tomatoes are delicious. I'm so happy to hear that confirmation. I'm really excited. I'm really looking forward to it because I do. I normally love, yeah, I usually just like really dark, not really dark, really like the orange yellow tomatoes, or I enjoy the deep ones because it has like a dark, smoky, complex like tone to it. The flavor is so good. See mulberry trees, and I can keep them surviving. Good luck on that mulberry tree. So many tomatoes, and those tiny little plants are amazing. The little, what kind of, I need to think faster. Those, there's like a few varieties of tomatoes that are like dwarf variety, right? I forget the name of a certain one. Oh yeah, the orange hat. That's exactly. I got some seeds of those, so I'm really excited to try those out. And there's like some red ones, or I forget the names of those, but I think the taste was decent. The flavor is not as rich, so hopefully, like you said, like I'm excited about the orange hat because there were so many seeds at the seed swap, and everyone was telling me like you gotta get this one, the orange hat. So that's what I got. It totally makes sense for my space too. What was it? Something that popped up? I missed what you said. Well, this is pretty good. I'm going without drinking anything. Let's see. Yeah, so mulberry trees. I have one that I probably would end up putting in the parkway because I wanted to put that one on a rooftop and keeping it short, but as it is a tree after all, I'm just scared like what if, I don't know, you don't get to it and it gets really tall. But there is a varietal, I think it's called Black Persian or something, and it tastes like candy. They're tiny, but they're really good. Uh, yeah. And I have this white mulberry, supposedly white. The fruits I saw last time weren't right white, so I need to like wait for them to fruit again to decide if I want to keep it or not. Definitely can use the space to grow something that I want, you know? It's like, I don't need another black or purple mulberry. Do grow mushrooms? That's something, yeah, I would love to get my hands into some mushrooms. I have thought of and never actually got around it, but that's a great suggestion because of all the shade I have. Or yeah, definitely grow more mushrooms. I really would love to grow lion's mane. What would you recommend habits for mushrooms? I was told to start with what did I say earlier? Oyster mushrooms. course, there's a pink variety, so I would definitely be growing something like that, you know. But I really enjoy, yeah. What did I say earlier? Lion's mane? Yeah. So your bonsai like grows to be done in some fruit trees and considering joining California for yeah, that's good advice. Should, because I think I've seen them. I might have spoken with them because they I think they show up at the expo, the heirloom expo. I forget. It's all this stuff I want to do, but I keep saying like, oh, I'm so caught up with all this stuff, garden, the work thing, and then the and like editing and stuff. But like, and then actually, I'm a little scared that I would end up collecting more plants, and I shouldn't. So, but definitely those people would give me a lot of insight and be very helpful. Be interesting. I think parts of it, when they do like fruit tasting and stuff, that's always like the funnest part for me. And yeah, so usually what happens with you guys? Like, do you start planning your garden usually after Christmas, like after New Year's or something? Or I've heard of red wine caps. Ooh, I love chanterelle. I love red wine caps. Yeah. I went over to ask, what is that website that sells all the North something that sells the mushrooms? I forget the actual name of the website, but I wanted the red caps too, and they suggested based on my location and that I'm a beginner, I should try something like oyster mushrooms. But those red caps look really like I was intrigued by those. So sorry. Do I need to like? Is the volume okay? Do I need to speak up? Yeah. So mushrooms are just so I need to speak up. Mushrooms are just so tasty. So red caps. I also have like other strip along like the side of part of the house that is kind of dark. I wonder if it's way too dark for mushrooms, but that would be kind of fun to have mushrooms growing along the way, like a little like strip, a patch you can just go around picking. That would be really fun. Also, I'm trying to think what kind of wood do I just have access to that maybe can have mushrooms. I can grow mushrooms. See, the thing with growing is that I want to get hands on to everything all at once because things take time to grow. And in my mind, I think of if you just get everything started, and that would allow them to have time to grow. Cheesy mushroom. What is that? What's cheesy mushroom? Is that actually a type of mushrooms, or I'm not understanding you? What's that, Marco? Yeah, so I really want to get everything going all at once, but that's like actually way too much. You won't be able to pay enough attention to any of them. But yeah. But mushrooms also is probably good to just start because it's something that you just find the right space for it and you just leave the spores or something right there, and it still takes like a good few months. And I always kick myself like at like not starting on it when there's so much rain, because I'm like, if I put it out there and all this rain, then by spring I would have had like mushrooms already, maybe. Yeah, but they take like a good few months to get it going. I start my onion seeds on the last day of December until February, and just planting the seed and equipment. Okay, so yeah, so February, quite a few recipes and cheese stuffed mushroom baked. Ah, I see what you mean. That does sound delicious. Yeah, mushroom is just such a great ingredient. Like, I love them on. What was it? One time I did a mimic. Oh, like battered, like mushrooms, and kind of like lightly like pan fry them, so they kind of taste like a schnitzel, Yeah, mushrooms are so delicious. Like replacing a patty. They're just good in anything. What was this other one I really like? Yeah, I think I keep going back to that lion's mane. Oh, chicken of the woods or something. That one is really good. And then there's the other one called something lobster. Actually, seriously, like to me, it has that umami flavor that reminds me of seafood. It's crazy. Like mushrooms, just tempura, so good, so good. Because like you get that really like gooey, soft moisture, of that mushroom inside a tempura. Is so good. Yeah, like I don't fry my food much, but if I do, I think the mushroom tempura is definitely worthwhile to do. Also, I'll use an air fryer, I guess. Coaches, have you tried the Mexican truffles? No, I have not. Where can I get hold of them? Nah, love it. Now we're talking about mushrooms. It's so fun to see like all these people going in the woods to pick mushroom and like have to dig through and climb through things, to crawling and do all these sorts of stuff to find these mushrooms. It looks so much fun. We don't really have much of those in California. Corn mushrooms, right? My goodness, there's so much more like different kinds that I don't know about. What about cordyceps? is cordyceps like? It's kind of like it's a fungi, but is it true that some animal, like not animal, like something like, oh, I want to say died in there. Oh, let me read your comments. I've tried lion's mane and puffballs, oysters, all kinds of. Guys are making me hungry. Yeah. So cordyceps, is it like seriously like something morphed into like a mushroom or like a zombie, something that died or dried up or transformed into like a mushroom like thing? Like I heard cordyceps are not actually like true mushrooms or something. Area of the corn on a heat mix. Cordyceps grows from insects. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. So that's something to look into. That sort of Mexican, I don't know, that mushroom thing can actually grow those. Where in Mexico though? Like, is the climate suitable? Maybe I can grow it. I'm talking about so much stuff. Like, when am I going to get to all this whole list of things that I want to grow? Cordyceps from insect, that's right. So did that insect become a mushroom or something? Like, I don't know how this works. Oh, but fresh is best. Would I be able to find this type of mushroom like at the grocery store? Like a Mexican grocery store? I'm alright starting with canned, I guess, or a mushroom attacks a host and mycelium and baits and eventually replace the host. Thank you for that. Thank you, Marco. That is so interesting. A little creepy too. It's so interesting though. I love that flavor, cordyceps. They're so good in soups. Right? It's a little creepy, but it's so cool at the same time. Okay. Well, I hope that I would like the canned ones because sometimes, if you were like trying something new for the first time, you got to get it right. Well, I'm someone who's more adventurous, so I'm okay even if I had it once and I don't like it. I'll try it again. I trust that it has potential and I'll try it again. But with most people, I find that when you give them like a fruit, for example, at a market or some like a bad, low quality fruit or whatever it would be, and it just like damages them, like mentally. They won't ever want to try that fruit again. So you gotta like introduce things to people the right way. Avoid that green bean casserole. Green bean casserole is one of my favorite dishes for the holidays. I don't think I care too much for that crispy onion thing on top. Actually, the onions are good, but it was too crispy. But I really love the green bean casserole though. That and like the mashed potatoes. And aside from that, I guess okay, now I have my mind on potato leek soup. It's viable and inoculate corn with that stored. What? Did I read that correctly? You can inoculate. You can use. Is it still viable? The canned mushrooms? That's crazy. I don't. Give me some insight, you guys. I have no clue. But yeah, I don't know, man. These just tomato stuff, no, potatoes are getting so hungry right now. So anyone gonna grow tomatoes next? Potatoes. Anyone growing potatoes next year? I wanted to get this type of potatoes. Somehow I got distracted and it didn't end up going over to that booth, but they were selling at one of the events these potatoes that supposedly have like a lower in the like gluten, what do you call it, like lower in like the glycemic index, and it was some kind of like a bluish purple potatoes. What I wondered for years and never had a corn of mushrooms. Yeah, don't know. But I have read something about moss, which is like still like a spores, and I'm wondering if it works the same with mushrooms. Is that you blend it, right? You put it in a blender, so it like you can like that way you can really stretch those spores and like scatter them and grow more. I wonder if you can do that with mushrooms. Oh my god. You guys, when we started this chat, the sky was bright and now it's dimming. Sprout after winter and get planted in totes and grow easily. Huh. So I really should try. Now, okay, how viable are those mushroom things? Because the other day I actually found a really old kit of mushrooms. I don't know how the heck it got in there. I mean, there's a lot of junk. I really need to clean up the space with things just kind of moving through so fast. So let's see, I grow them in large sacks in the bottom of the harvesting and nothing more like greenhouse. That's a great idea, especially if you're in like colder places like UK and all. But yeah, so I found these things like mushroom grow kit. I found a kit. I don't know how the heck it landed deep in there in the garage, and it's old. I don't know if it's still viable. I might as well give it a try because it's available. It's right here. But I really hope they're viable. I'm not going to do it as a grow kit anymore. I'm just probably just going to toss it in the shade somewhere and keep it like moist and see what happens. Crazy when you suddenly like find something and it's actually something like supposed to be living, you know. Feels so bad. It's dark out there. What time is it? Where are you guys coming from? Alaska, London, Mexico, Croatia or something? That's different, all different time zones. The bags dry on the winds. Yeah. Yeah. You would have to what? Set an irrigation. Can you put like those Oya things? There's some good videos on growing mushrooms. Thank you. I will refer to them. There's so many projects. I should just focus on like. I think the mushroom one would be good because it's like there's time like waiting involved. It takes months for to actually start seeing these mushrooms. So I probably should just find the spot, get the right kind, throw it in there, and then move on to like another project, and hopefully that would, yes, get it going. Oh yeah, I love Epic Gardening. It's a great channel. Let's see. Starts with H and so go. Wow, it's past midnight. Okay. Yeah, it's getting late here too, guys. I'm really having a lot of fun. I probably should wrap it up shortly here though. Yeah, so Epic Gardening. Yeah, they put out so many videos that are super helpful. Sometimes I refer to them as well. Um, hoping there's a chance I'm gonna probably meet Kevin at some point. 7 p.m. at night in Minnesota. Oh, it's 5 o'clock here. It's getting dark. How's the charge on that microphone? Let's take a look here. Well, I'm seeing green, but hold on. Charge. Phone. It wasn't the microphone that needed charge. It was the iPad. But we're gonna wrap this up. Let's do like 5. Let's do like 5 more minutes, and then I gotta make lunch. I want to stay here for a long time. See? Okay. Yeah, we can hear you much better now. I know. So since like it's so much easier being indoor, I'm gonna have the laptop next time so I could actually have proper like I can have a a mic somehow and then also have access to actual power, so it would be much better. 5 more hours. If you feed me. Is it lunch yet? You mean tomorrow's lunch? It's 5 p.m. currently. It's 5. It's 5 p.m. Saturday. Yeah. I'm looking forward to, I don't know if I gotta like edit a couple of videos after I get some food and very late lunch. And then my friend is hosting, like she does like desserts at the shop at a dessert place every Friday and Saturday. So if I feel like, I mean, of course I feel like going out there and getting some sweets, but I need to get some editing work done as well. But I'm looking forward to some desserts and some food. And I appreciate all of you guys being here and chiming in on, and it looks like our conversation is getting more exciting. It was the rooftop thing super helpful, and now we're talking about mushrooms, like something new that I have to dig into. Like I can't wait to chime into that. And sticking around past 12 midnight, I really appreciate it. Take care of yourself and have a happy holiday. Thank you so much. Happy holidays to all of you. Dessert and lunch. I just enjoy food in general. Good food especially. It's funny because like I have a pretty good hold on. Thank you, Habitable Hobbies. Merry Christmas to you. Yeah, I have a pretty sensitive palate, so I can taste like what's good or not. But I try to tell myself, like don't be too picky. You just gotta have what's best in that moment. Because if you're constantly chasing on like just the best, you're not going to be able to enjoy the moment. And sometimes you're just kind of like a pain in the butt when. But yeah. Anyway, Merry Christmas to you all. And Nancy, thank you for having an easy name for me to pronounce. And thank you all so much, you guys, for all the input. And I'm looking forward to checking out your comments below for those references. And yeah, I need all the help I can get for the rooftop. I can't wait to start filming the first episode. And it's going to be really special for me because it's going to be something, it's going to be something that we built together, So yeah, I'm so excited. Yeah, there's probably going to be some challenges, but I know you guys are going to be helping me out with those suggestions and get it growing. Merry Christmas, Marco. Really appreciate it. Thank you for staying way past probably your bedtime. You guys, hope you have a very safe holiday season. Stay warm and have a great time with your family and friends. I'll see you guys. I'm trying to do this like alternating thing, as you guys can tell by now, like every other week we can hop on and catch up with each other. So thank you all so much. I'll have a better way to do this next time. MX, thank you so much for this. Oh my gosh.
Thank you so much, MX, for that super chat. I really appreciate it. Are you buying me dinner? You're buying my strings and rope for my roof. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Yeah, and just most of all, I think it's super special to me that we're going to be building this freaking rooftop garden together with all your suggestions. Is like, yeah, I am. Yay! Thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you again, MX, for that. And yeah, you guys. And if you guys have any suggestions for any, I guess, for content or whatever in general, feel free to leave them in the comments in this video or whatever. Or once in a while, I probably do an update and ask you guys questions on the community tab for those, yeah, for questions like that, so I can tailor some things and be more mindful when I'm planning out or looking out for content to film, so that I know specifically what you guys are looking for, and other things that are not gardening related that I think would be fun for you to like, that I want to share. I'll post that over at Wendy Unscripted, which is it's a second channel that I recently created. Still working on that, but yeah. Thank you all so much. Thank you again, MX. And Mark, you're always around here every time we're on here, and I appreciate all of you guys. Have a safe one. Can't believe it is dark. I really feel like we sat here for a whole day. I'll probably talk to you guys before New Year's, right? Because 2 weeks, is it? Yeah. Anyway, so I'll keep you guys posted for any updates in general over on the community tab. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Thanks, Enoch. So awesome you guys stayed through. Have a good night. Sleep well. Oops. Dream of your garden. The iPad's falling. Thank you, all of you.